Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield. This is Montana State Bobcat Basketball, brought to you by Door Tech, raising the door on quality, Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, and by Rate, the foundation of great homes throughout Montana. Live from the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth, here's the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
We are back in Boise, and it is time for the 2025 Big Sky Tournament between the number 5-seeded Montana State University Bobcats and the 4th-seeded Idaho State University Bengals. Hello, everybody. My name is Keaton Gillogly. A pleasure to be with you today as the Bobcats begin this year's run, but try to continue a run that has been unprecedented in the Big Sky Tournament. Montana State is the reigning back-to-back Big Sky Tournament champions, and today they begin their march trying to win 3 games in 3 days, and it starts with the Idaho State Bengals, who are in the midst of one of their best seasons in almost a decade now, and trying to find some of their most success in the Big Sky Tournament in about 15 years. So this is a big opportunity for Coach Ryan Looney, now in his 6th year at Idaho State, but also for 2nd-year head coach Matt Logie to keep the Boise Magic going for the Bobcats. All right, we're getting ready to go for what's assured to be a great matchup. Montana State comes in at 14-17 overall. They are 9-9 in conference play, and again, they are the 5 seed. It is an identical seed. They were a 5 seed last year. They have the same exact conference record. They went 9-9 last year, and they have the same overall record as they did a year ago when they started their run to the championship a year ago at 14-17. So a lot of similarities. There was the lineup change late in the year this year, similar to what we saw last year with John Olmstead getting into some of the lineup late in the season, which certainly made a change with Brandon Walker now coming off the bench for the Bobcats. Was that late change in the front court going to be what helps as a catalyst for this team as they try to do something that has never been done in Big Sky Tournament history, and that is winning 4 straight tournament championships? Bobcats certainly have enough to get that done today and beyond, but we'll see. They've got a tough matchup against the Idaho State University Bengals. They come in at 15-14. They are 10-8 in conference action, and this is their best seed as a 4 seed since 2020-2021. So they're coming off their run to the semifinals last year, which was their first trip to the semifinals since 2009, and coincidentally that was also the last time when they went to the Final Four in this tournament in back-to-back years. So trying to again do something they have not done in 16 seasons. So for Idaho State, do they punch through the ceiling here and knock off the Bobcats, who come into this matchup on a 9-game tournament winning streak, and they enter into a building here which normally houses minor league hockey, where they are 12-2 all time, dating back to 2019. So a lot on the line for the Bobcats, and we'll see. Do Tyler Patterson and Sam Leckalot, the 2 guys who've been here for the entirety of this three-peat, have one more magical run in Boise? All right, we're going to take a break. We got plenty to get to. We'll sit down with head coach Matt Logie in just a bit, and later we'll get you caught up on how everything else is going here at Big Sky Tournament for the 2025 season. Back after this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to bozemanchamber.com.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive 5-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
From our 1946 roots providing lumber for Yellowstone National Park to our current headquarters in Bozeman, we at Simpkins Hallen believe in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. Contractors large and small benefit from our decades of experience and our extensive network of suppliers. We can source the materials you need, no matter the project. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met with quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins Hallen, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946.
Ambient Air Solutions wants to take a moment to show our gratitude and to say thank you. Thank you to our frontline workers. Thank you to our doctors, nurses, and EMTs. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you to the Gallatin County community. Ambient Air Solutions is so grateful for your support for over 12 years. We are so blessed to live in such a beautiful place. Ambient Air Solutions is here for all your heating and cooling needs. Call us at 406-577-1818 to schedule your service today. Ambient Air Solutions, simplifying heating and cooling.
We're back at ICCU Arena, and we are getting set for Montana State and Idaho State in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. My name is Keaton Gillogly. Pleasure to be with you today as we get ready to go for the third matchup this year between the Bobcats and the Bengals. A couple of teams that have been duking it out since 1913, one of the oldest and most played rivalries around the country, and the Bobcats' most frequent foe all time in the Big Sky, this side of course, their rivalry with Montana. All right, let's dive right into our opposing team profile and see why this Idaho State team is going to be in hot water today, presented by Mountain Hot Tub. Mountain Hot Tub is Montana's largest hot tub dealer since 1979, your authorized hot spring spa dealer with locations in Bozeman, Butte, and Helena. This is an Idaho State team that has a very clear top dog. That is Dylan Darling, the third-year sophomore out of Spokane, transferred over from Washington State, where he was not only teammates but also roommates with Jay Mullins. And that is going to be, once again, a fascinating matchup between those two guys. Really, in that second meeting, we saw Jay Mullins really take on the challenge of defending Dylan Darling and did a pretty solid job down the stretch. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, but slowing down Dylan Darling is going to be key, and it's not really about how many points he scores. That is not the way to really evaluate his impact on this game. The way to evaluate his impact on this game is how many shots does it take for him to get to his point total. A great example of that in the last meeting against Idaho State, which the Bobcats won by 5. Darling had 27 points. However, he did that on 23 shots. He went 8 of 23 from the field. So if he's putting together a number or a line like that, that will prove positive for the Bobcats if they're going to get an opportunity to play in the semifinals against number 1 Northern Colorado tomorrow for the 5:30 p.m. tip-off. The other big key in this ballgame is the offensive rebounding. This is an Idaho State team that has been absolutely dominant on the glass this year in conference play. 13 offensive rebounds per game. They are number 1 in the conference in that regard. They are number 1 in the conference with a rebounding margin of +7. Do the Bobcats have enough juice to take care of business on the glass today against one of the best rebounding team in the Big Sky Conference? So that will be absolutely key. And in a lot of ways, Montana State did a very good job against Idaho State's power on the offensive glass in that last meeting, holding them to, I believe it was 2 or 3 offensive rebounds in the second half, when again, typically they average over 13 per game. So can the Bobcats match the intensity on the glass? Can they keep Idaho State off those second chance points? Can they make sure Dylan Darling is inefficient today? And those are some of the things we're looking for in this matchup between the Bobcats and the Bengals, and those are some of our Kendall Ford keys to the game, presented by Kendall Ford. All right, we got another break to get to. We'll get you caught up on the rest of the tournament in just a bit, and later we're sitting down with head coach Matt Logie as we get set for our tip-off coming up at the bottom of the hour. It's a cat fight between the Bobcats and the Bengals, a couple of charter members of the Big Sky Conference meeting for their first game of the postseason tournament. We're back after this. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Hello, tomorrow. We may not know exactly what you've got in store for us, for our routines and our normals. But here's the thing. Turns out, we've got this. We haven't seen everything, But we have seen ourselves be more ready for whatever you bring than we thought we would be. So when it comes to tomorrow, bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Visit us at firstinterstate.com.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Check out their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com for everything you need to cheer on your Bobcats. Universal Athletic, a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Go Cats!
I was diagnosed in 2010 with bipolar 1 disorder. It took me a while, but I had to surrender to that fact.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Montana, we recognize mental health as the foundation of well-being. This is why we partner with advocates like Jason DeShaw and others who spread mental health awareness across the state and beyond.
I've learned that I cannot do this alone, that I have to reach outside of myself for help.
Learn more about Jason's story at bigblueskyyinitiativemt.com.
Montana Fence, located in Billings, Bozeman, Great Falls, and Kalispell, is Montana's largest fencing superstore. Get everything you need for your fencing projects at rock bottom pricing. Low prices on all styles of farm fence, chain link, vinyl privacy, ornamental iron, cedar pickets, continuous panels, wood privacy. We have it all. Quality materials at truckload prices. Let the experts at Montana Fence help you plan your next project. Whether you use our team or do it yourself, check out Montana Fence.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
We're back at First Interstate Bank broadcast position. We are courtside, getting set for Montana State and Idaho State in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. All right, before we get you caught up on the rest of the scores from around the Big Sky, let's get to our Wheat Montana weather report today. And it has been absolutely gorgeous. It is 62 degrees in Boise right now, but if the Bobcats can last until Championship Wednesday, we might see a little bit of rain. So hopefully the Bobcats have to bust out some raincoats, not only for some for rain from the sky, but also hopefully for some confetti on Wednesday. And again, remember this year, similar schedule to last year. If the Bobcats get the win today at the 5:30 p.m. tip-off, then they would have a 7 p.m. tip-off tomorrow in the semifinals, and the championship game is again at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday night. So some late nights hopefully ahead for Montana State coming up the next couple of days, and we do know that the women are playing tomorrow coming up at noon in the semifinals. Daniel Sally will have the call starting at 11:45 a.m. All right, let's dive in to some of the other scores and see where we're at right now. Let's start over on the women's side. Remember, the bottom four seeds have to play in the first round. On the women's side, it was Northern Colorado that won the 9-10 matchup, winning 53-50 against Portland State. And it was Sac State that beat Eastern Washington 71-67 in the first round. So those two teams that won then had to play the top two seeds in the first set of quarterfinals. Montana State kicked off things on Sunday on the women's side with a dominant 92-60 win against Northern Colorado, and then later it was Northern Arizona surviving against Sac State 69-65. Today, the other set of quarterfinals on the women's side. So two games. Idaho State beat Weber State 62-54. 60-42, and Montana defeats Idaho 65-54. So Montana and Idaho State moving on today on the women's side. So that sets up tomorrow. The women play at noon against Idaho State, and Montana and Northern Arizona duke it out at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow for the women's side of the bracket in the semifinals. On the men's side, going back to Saturday, Weber State defeated Sacramento State 83-70 in the first round in the 9-10 matchup, and then Northern Arizona defeated Eastern Washington 66-53. Following that up with the first set of quarterfinal games on Sunday, number 1 Northern Colorado flexed their muscles against Weber State. They won it 76-52. Northern Colorado now at 24-8. They await the winner of this game between the Bobcats and the Bengals. And then Montana won what turned out to be a pretty ugly street fight with Northern Arizona, winning that game 74-65. So Montana moving on. The top 2 seeds in the men's bracket are into the semifinals. Now, today on this Monday evening, this is the first of the 2 quarterfinals that will be played in the men's portion of the bracket. After this game between Montana State and Idaho State this evening, it will be Idaho and Portland State. So that game will tip off after hours at about 8 p.m. And the winner of that one will get Montana coming up in the semifinals on Tuesday. And again, remember the men's semifinals, as they start to get picked up by some of the national networks, 7 p.m. on Tuesday, and then 9:30 for that second semifinal. But if the Bobcats win, 7 p.m. tomorrow, which means we would be on the air at 6:30. And a championship game, if applicable for the Bobcats, would be at 9:30 on the men's side and 3 p.m. for the women on Wednesday. And we are certainly hoping to have a doubleheader coming up for each of the next 2 days, with Montana State, both men's and women's, can keep logging some wins in Boise, which is fastly becoming Bozeman South with the dominance the Bobcats have had here the last couple of years. All right, it's time for another timeout. When we get back, we'll have a chance to sit down with head coach Matt Logie and get into this matchup, talk a little bit about how the week has been so far, and kind of get into a little bit as well for Tyler Patterson and Sam Lecklot, their last go around here. Tyler Patterson, he was a part of that team that lost that championship game in 2021. But for Sam Lecklot, he's 9-0 here, as the Bobcats have the longest winning streak in conference history with 9 straight wins in this Big Sky tournament, trying to extend that record with a 10th straight today. But they've got an upstart Idaho State team that is trying to find some heights not seen in Pocatello in almost 15 years. It's the Bobcats and the Bengals in the 4-5 quarterfinal of the 2025 Big Sky Tournament coming up. Coach Logie after this timeout. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
When a power line has fallen down, it can be downright dangerous and even deadly. That's because downed lines can still energize the ground and objects around them. To help keep you and others safe, Northwestern Energy says stay at least 35 feet or the length of a semi-truck away from a downed power line and anything the line is touching. You should always assume the line is live, and if you see a downed line, immediately call 911 and warn others. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive 5-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
Back on the pregame show, and we are ready for the Big Sky Tournament. We're in Boise getting set for number 5 Montana State and number 4 Idaho State. Keaton Gillogly alongside head coach Matt Logie. And coach, first of all, how's it been being here in Boise, getting the guys ready to go? I'm sure there's a lot of memories for some of the seniors and for yourself as well. So how have the last couple of days been?
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, obviously we've got some experience in this tournament that brings back great memories and also gives us great experiences to draw from and understanding of, you know, what the process is, what our day-to-day schedule looks like, and just staying focused at the task at hand, which is Idaho State tonight.
You know, it's always interesting when some guys get to the end of their career, like a Tyler Patterson and Sam Lechlot. What have you noticed in those guys, just how they're handling themselves as leaders and getting ready for trying to put together a great run here?
Yeah, I'm really proud of those two. I think, you know, each of them have grown in significant ways from a leadership perspective this year, which is something that we really needed with this group, and I'm really proud of the growth that they've made. I think each of them are playing with great confidence and great joy and great belief, you know, in what they can accomplish, and it's great to see guys that have been a part of this foundation and been a part of so much of our success in previous years rise to that challenge.
All right, well, here we go. The first part of this challenge is Idaho State, a team you split with in the regular season. Overall, it seems like they're kind of still the same-ish. Any different new wrinkles here? They're a pretty straightforward team, it seems.
Yeah, Idaho State is a team that has a distinct identity. They've created that, you know, from the beginning of the summer, and they haven't veered too far off that. Obviously, Dylan Darling has a neon green light and has had an exceptional year kind of running the show and can really get going offensively. And Jake O'Neill's a guy that really hits the offensive glass in a, you know, historically unique way for someone his size. And that's what they hang their hat on is that offensive rebounding and a very tough, gritty team that has a tendency to keep the games really close when the games are at their pace. And obviously for us, we want to make sure that we do a great job on the defensive glass and try to get out in transition and you know, play our style.
Yeah, talking about Dylan Darling, having faced him twice, how do you feel like you guys have fared against him, and what are you carrying over? What do you have to execute against him today?
Yeah, I think in some ways, you know, we've kind of set the blueprint for some other teams in our conference and some of the things that we've done to limit his efficiency. You know, you're going to have a hard time limiting his shot attempts. He's got the ball in his hands so much and can do it in so many ways. But I thought last time, you know, we forced him into 23 shots, you know, most of which were highly contested, and he shot, you know, in the low 30 percentile, which when you're taking, you know, 23 out of 60 some shots in a game, that bodes well for our defensive numbers. So we've got to do more of the same and try to, you know, make him crack the 3-point line and then be really disciplined with our hands and our wallops at the rim so he doesn't draw fouls.
And you did limit some of their offensive rebounding in the second half in that win at home later in the season. What do you guys have to do to be successful in that regard today?
Well, you just got to be extremely physical. You know, they're going to crash from the corners every time the shot goes up. They're going to get behind you and you know, get in the trenches and try to carve out space and then use their size to go over and create as many second possessions as possible. So you got to set the tone early. You got to set the rules and let them know that you know, we know what's up with that.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time and the insight. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Thanks. Go Cats.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we've got Montana State and Idaho State, the starting lineups for the quarterfinals of the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. For head coach Matt Logie, I'm Keaton Gillogly. This is Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Hello, tomorrow. We may not know exactly what you've got in store for us, for our routines and our normals. But here's the thing. Turns out, we've got this. We haven't seen everything, but we have seen ourselves be more ready for whatever you bring than we thought we would be. So when it comes to tomorrow, bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Visit us at firstinterstate.com.
Montana Fence, located in Billings, Bozeman, Great Falls, and Kalispell, is Montana's largest fencing superstore. Get everything you need for your fencing projects at rock bottom pricing. Low prices on all styles of farm fence, chain link, vinyl privacy, ornamental iron, cedar pickets, continuous panels, wood privacy. We have it all. Quality materials at truckload prices. Let the experts at Montana Fence help you plan your next project. Whether you use our team or do it yourself, check out Montana Fence.
For all of your tree and lawn care needs, turn to Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care, a proud sponsor of MSU Athletics. Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care provides outstanding service for your landscape. For pruning, removals, stump grinding, tree moving, plant health care, and all of your landscaping maintenance needs. Check out Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care. Wade duly certified arborist.
Bobcat fans, support both your favorite team and Montana State students. When you shop at MSU bookstores, you help lower the price of course materials for Montana State students. MSU Bookstore is owned by MSU students and faculty and serves as the only not-for-profit campus bookstore in Montana. Shop online at msubookstore.org, at Bobcat Stadium on game days, or on campus in the Strand Union building. Remember, Bobcat fans, when you shop at MSU Bookstore, all proceeds from your purchase go directly to lowering the cost of course materials for Montana State students.
Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Check out their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in-store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com for everything you need to cheer on your Bobcats. Universal Athletic, a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Go Cats!
I was diagnosed in 2010 with bipolar 1 disorder. It took me a while, but I had to surrender to that fact.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Montana, we recognize mental health as the foundation of well-being. This is why we partner with advocates like Jason DeShaw and others who spread mental health awareness across the state and beyond.
I've learned that I cannot do this alone, that I have to reach outside of myself for help.
Learn more about Jason's story at bigblueskyyinitiativemt.com.
On the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield, Bobcat Basketball is brought to you by Town Pump Food Stores, proud sponsor of the Brawl of the Wild Series, and by First Interstate Bank, built for you. Go. Now turn it up. Turn it up. It's game time.
One hand slam. That was a ham. Got it to go. It's just that kind of night. Right corner three. Bang! Bang! This is the stuff that legends are made of. Gets it up for the win. Got it. Ball game over. Bobcats win. The Golden Bobcats continue their march. Montana State has done it.
We came here to win, and the best is yet to come.
Tip-off is just moments away from the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. Here's the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
That golden march by the Bobcats have carried them into 2025 with the longest tournament winning streak in conference history. Will it continue today in the 4-versus-5 matchup in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament here in Boise at the Idaho Central Credit Union Arena? My name is Keaton Gillogly. A pleasure to be with you today as we get set for the 5th-seeded Montana State University Bobcats. They come in at 14-17. They are 9-9 in Big Sky play. An identical record overall and in conference play as they had last year before their 3-game march to a 3rd straight conference title. On the other side, it's the number 4 Idaho State University Bengals. They enter play today at 15-14. They are 10-8 in conference action, one of their best records in Big Sky play in about 10 years. Do they have enough to break through the team that has dominated this tournament over the last 3 years? We'll find out as the starting lineups now are being announced at ICCU Arena. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups, and we begin first with the visiting Montana State Bobcats. This lineup put together by head coach Matt Logie. It's Jade Mullins, Bryce Zephyr, and Tyler Patterson in the backcourt. Max Ogbong Polo and Sam Lekalot are in the front court. Tyler Patterson all-time is 11-1 in his career in the tournament, and if Bobcats aren't careful, this could be his final game in a Bobcat uniform. The all-time leader in program history in games played, right now sitting at 158, today being his 159th, and he needs a win to get to his 160th tomorrow night. For Sam Leckelot, undefeated in this tournament, he is 9-0 over the last 3 years. Now the fourth-year senior hoping to push his career a little bit further, tonight being his 133rd career game all-time at Montana State. The starting lineup for Idaho State looks like this. They've got the MVP and the newcomer of the year, Dylan Darling, the transfer from Washington State a year ago. Jake O'Neill, honorable mention all Big Sky this season, also a member of the all-defensive team this year. Then it is Connor Hollenbeck, Isaiah Griffin, and the freshman of the year in the Big Sky, Evan Otten, a bit of a controversial freshman pick. Colton Mitchell at Idaho, I think, clearly has the best numbers of any freshman in the conference, but he's a redshirt freshman who, according to the league rules, played too many games last year before he got hurt and took a medical redshirt to be eligible for Freshman of the Year. The other guy that certainly was notable, who scored twice as many points per game in conference play as Evan Otten did, was Trevor Hennig, the true freshman over at Weber State. The Wildcats eliminated yesterday in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky tournament. We are just about ready to go. The Bobcats in the navy blues with the gold Montana State written across their chest as the 5 seed. Idaho State in the home white with the Idaho State written across the chest in orange with orange numbers on the front and the back. Idaho State last year worked their way into the semifinals of the Big Sky tournament. It was the first time they reached the semifinals since 2009, and that was also the last time in 08 and 09 that they reached the semifinals of the conference tournament in back-to-back years. So they are trying to do something they have not done in 16 seasons. The Bobcats trying to keep things rolling in Boise, where some of the great memories of a generation in Bobcat history have been made. Evan Otten and Max Ogbong-Polo are at center court. Brandon Walker not starting today. He is dressed and on the bench, to be determined if we will see him after not playing in the last 2 games, thanks to the coach's decision from Coach Logie. All right, here we go. Another nice crowd tonight. The first of the 2 quarterfinals today on the men's side of the 2025 bracket. The ball is tossed in the air. The tip is won by the Montana State Bobcats, and here we go from Boise. Just how long will this golden march continue for Montana State? Jay Mullins with the first touchdown to the left block, throws it up to Sam Leckelot, a 3-time champ. Hand off for Tyler Patterson, who throws back to Bryce Zephyr. Back to Leckelot in the right corner. Hand off for Patterson off a screen down to the baseline. Out to Leckelot. Bounce pass to Ogbong-Polo with 7 to shoot. To the free throw line. He has to kick it back with 5. Jay Mullins on the left wing with 3. Jab step, step back, blocked on the 3 ball, and Griffin has the loose basketball. The Bobcats get stuffed on their first possession of the quarterfinals. Idaho State now with the basketball, working offensively to our right. Hollenbeck hands it off on the right wing. Cross into the post, tipped free by Ogbong-Polo, recovered by Darling in the right corner. Out to the right wing, pump fake, back to Darling now. 10 to shoot. Darling against Zephyr. Pump fake, works his way inside, pulls up from 10 feet. That jumper is no good, and Sam Leckelot clears the rebound. We're 60 seconds into the first half, no score. Mullins drives the left baseline, skip out to Patterson, to Ogbong-Polo, and around to the left wing. Zephyr lets it fly. No good, swirls off on the 3-ball attempt from the left wing. And Idaho State has the rebound. Nothing through the first 75 seconds. Around to the left wing. Jake O'Neill, honorable mention, all Big Sky, has the dribble at the top of the key. Crosses over on Zephyr down to the left elbow, steps through, leans in, floats it up and in. Jake O'Neill pouring it home. The Idaho native played at the College of Idaho and playing his 6th and final collegiate here at Idaho State. 18-20 to go first half. Bobcats trailing 2-0. Zephyr takes it to the free throw line. Bounce into the post for Leckelot, who's got his back to the basket. Back it in, spins, up with the right hand and lays it home. Sam Leckelot trying to keep his storied Bobcat career alive. He needs a win tonight in order to accomplish that. And now a tip. And it's out of bounds. And it's Idaho State ball. That was close. Jay Mullins tipped it free out of the hands of Isaiah Griffin. Griffin almost touched it. right in front of us, but it will stay with Idaho State and 22 seconds on the shot clock. Bengals slow it down and set it up. 2-2 game, 18 minutes to go in the first half. Idaho State third in the league in scoring at 75 points per game. Dylan Darling, the leading scorer on this team, picks up the dribble on the right wing and has to sling it around to the top for Hollenbeck. He tries a three, bricks it right, but an offensive rebound by O'Neal. That's one of the superpowers of this Idaho State team. Darling misses a right wing three as the shot clock nearly expired, and the Bobcats have the rebound. Up to the top for Zephyr, ahead of steam. He goes to the cup, two-hand flush. Bryce Zephyr bringing some juice in his Big Sky tournament debut. $17:20 to go, first half. Bobcats leading 4-2. They had that magical performance against Weber State in the quarterfinals last year, which included 60-plus points in the second half. Similar to this year, starting to get hot late in the season. Dylan Darling has a standing dribble on the right wing with 5 to shoot. Cuts to the right block. Kick out left corner. At the end of the shot clock, a three. In and out. Offensive rebound. Griffin stripped. Out of bounds. Staying here. But another offensive rebound by Isaiah Griffin. Remember, the Bengals average 13 offensive rebounds per game. That is number one in the Big Sky. Early on, the Bengals already with 2 offensive rebounds, and that is their +2 margin on the glass to start the day. 16:56 to go, first half. MSU leads 4-2. Inbounds pass underneath. Floater is up. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds, and it's going to the Bobcats. Oh, actually, no, it's going to Idaho State. It was off Lekalot. Baseline official called it that it was going to be Montana State, but the official on the far left sideline came over and overruled it. So Idaho State will inbound. Lekalot kind of let it go, thinking it had been off of O'Neal. So another look for the Bengals. Out to the left wing. O'Neal for three. In and out. And Zephyr wins the rebound. Bobcats moving from right to left. Bengals are back defensively. Mullins slings to Zephyr. He's got his left hand all taped up. Bounce pass to Lekalot. Back to Zephyr at the top. Works his way into the post. Draws a double. Kicks it out. Lekalot. Top side three. Book it. Sam Lekalot, a hot start. Oh, he's got a lot of great memories here in Boise. And he's got a couple of early buckets in the first quarterfinal game of 2025. Bobcats lead 7-2. 16 and a quarter to go in the first half. Dylan Darling has the dribble out near the half-court line. Comes around a screen into the lane, goes to the rack, lays it up. No, and a late foul call. Darling went down hard. Now, Lekalot had some really good defense there for most of that play, but he kind of brought his arm down late. I think initially that was good defense, but it was kind of that late attack of the basketball with his right hand that drew the call. And one of the key situations in this game is going to be how it's officiated. Dylan Darling gets to the line a ton, and his first free throw is no good. That was his 197th free throw attempt on the year. Now in his 28th game, missed a couple of games due to injury in December. Bends at the knees. Darling, who is 82% from the stripe this year, knocks down the second free throw. First point for the Big Sky's leading scorer in conference play at 20 points per game. 7-3, MSU leads. 16:05 to go, first half. McMahon, his first touch, drives in, lays it up. No, left it just short as he went head first into a double team. And the Bengals have it coming the other way. Logie making the case that it was the same type of contact there that did not get called for McMahon, who has struggled to get some calls and get himself to the line. Darling crosses over, slings to O'Neal, working on Patterson, into the lane, handoff there. Green into the lane, floats it up with the left hand, no. Fight for the rebound, loose. One by O'Neal, put back, no. Second, O-board, back up, no. And this time Tyler Patterson brings it down. MSU pushing the tempo. Pat McMahon slows it down. The Bobcats get into their set. Got a stoppage coming to the next whistle with MSU up by 4 early on. Lekalot throws out to Zephyr on the right side. Picks up a double team. Ball moved around the perimeter to Mullins. Moves right around a screen. Picks up the dribble into the post. Lekalot makes the catch and lays it in. What a dime. An overhand, two-hand pass by Jay Mullins. And Sam Lekalot, the force offensively, with 7 of the first 9 points for Montana State. 15:05 to go, first half. Lob to the free throw line. Griffin facing up, has to back it out to the perimeter. And he hands it off to Dylan Darling. Jay Mullins switches off defensively onto Darling. Darling turns the corner to the elbow, stops, gets rid of it to the right elbow. Here's a 2, and it's good. Daberco knocking it down with the mid-range J, the junior from Lincoln, Nebraska, who transferred from community college. 14:35 to go first half. MSU leading 9-5. Zephyr down to the mid-post. Gets in deep. Jump pass out to the right corner. McMahon pumps the three, which would have been open. Works his way underneath the cup. Kick out to Patterson. Throwing around to the right wing as Mullins sets it up with 10 to shoot. Mullins with a right-handed dribble. Going to the rack. Lays it up off the glass and in. Smooth as silk. Jay Mullins, a right-handed layup. And the Bobcats have an 11-5 lead. 14-12 to go first half. MSU try to head back to the semifinals. Jake O'Neal down to the right baseline. Long pass to Darling. Pumps the three. Patterson was there to deter. Kicked out to the right elbow. Here's a two. Daberco couldn't get it to go. And the Bobcats have the rebound, and now we got a whistle and a jump ball. Daberco came in and tied up Sam Leckelot, who's a little frustrated. He didn't get that thing cleanly. All right. A frenetic pace. The Bobcats knocking it down early. They are 5 of 8 from the field in the early going. Let's step aside the 2025 quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. It's Montana State leading Idaho State 11-5. 13:57 to go in the first half. Back to the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. After this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
For all of your tree and lawn care needs, turn to Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care, a proud sponsor of MSU Athletics. Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care provides outstanding service for your landscape for pruning, removals, stump grinding, tree moving, plant health care, and all of your landscaping maintenance needs. Check out Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care. Wade duly certified arborist.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
Back to First Interstate Bank broadcast position. We're in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. 13:57 to go in the first half. Montana State leading 11-5. Hey, Bobcat fans, your support through the Bobcat Collective powers NIL opportunities for our Bobcat student athletes, helping them thrive on and off the field. Join today and make a real impact. All right, the Bobcats hitting some shots. They're 5 of 8 from the field while they've held Idaho State to 2 of 11. But Bobcats have given up 5 offensive rebounds in the early going. The long pass on the inbounds is caught on a hop in the backcourt by A.J. Bergen. Chika Naduka getting his first minutes now into the 5. Brian Garacki onto the floor as well. Remember the all-tournament team a season ago. Darling, a topside contested 3 is short, and the long rebound is grabbed by Zephyr. He throws ahead to Garacki along the right sideline as the Bobcats set it up in the road blue jerseys today as the 5 seed against the number 4 Idaho State Bengals. Bobcats won this matchup last year against Weber State. Bounce pass down into the right corner. Naduka gives it to Garacki. Back to the top for Zephyr, around to Mullins left wing, 10 to shoot. Mullins has the dribble with 9. Mullins stops and pops for 3, and he left it short on the air ball. The Bobcats 1 of 4 from downtown to start the day. Sam Leckelot with the lone Wendy's 3-ball today. Leckelot getting his first rest in the early going with a game-high 7 points already. Leckelot playing in his 9th Big Sky game, averaging 3.5 points per game. Idaho State with a basketball. Darling bounces down to Jake O'Neal. Long pass to the free throw line. Daberco steps in. The floater is up and good. Blake Daberco with 4 early points in his first year here at Idaho State. Averages about 3.5 per game off the bench. MSU with the ball to our left. They lead by 4. 12:50 to go. We're in the first half. Naduka gives it to Zephyr out on the right wing. Works his way on the right sideline. Now posting up, bounce pass to Garacki at the free throw line, makes the catch, posting up with the right hand, banks it off the glass and in. Brian Garacki kind of shucking it up there. That ball with enough English around the rim to fall through on the right side. 13-7 MSU leads, 12:25 to go first half. Jake O'Neal with the dribble at the top. Bounce to Daberco on the left wing, then to Darling at the top. Zephyr picks him up defensively. Darling works to the free throw line, stops, picks it up, gives to Daberco. He fires into the post. Catch is made. Green goes up and got blocked. Recovered by Daberco, and his putback is good. Well, the Bobcats are one of the better teams in terms of rim protection. They're number 2 on the Big Sky in blocks per game, but it feels like almost every time that sort of thing happens where the rebound is put back. And now we got an offensive foul as Dylan Darling takes a charge on Bryce Zephyr. First foul on Bryce Zephyr. Gets a quick explanation from the official, a cordial conversation. We got to step aside for the first Interstate Bank broadcast position. 11:58 to go in the first half. Montana State leading 13-9 over Idaho State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohls.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. We're at Idaho Central Arena in Boise, Idaho, home to the minor league hockey team here in the WHL. Montana State leading 13-9 against Idaho State today. Bobcats trying to get back to their 19th semifinal and trying to earn a berth into their 5th straight semifinal, having been there in 21, 22, 23, and 24. And the Bobcats this year trying to do something that has never been done in the history of the Big Sky Tournament, which dates back to 1976, and that is win 4 straight titles. Idaho and Weber State each won 3 in a row back in the late 70s and early 80s. Bobcats right now, winners of each of the last 3. Jed Miller checks in for his first minutes today, along with Brian Garacki, Jay Mullins, Chika Naduka, and Patrick McMahon. No Brandon Walker yet today. Same line coming from the coaching staff that he is as available today as he was in those last 2 games of the regular season, which he did not play. Thrown around to the left corner. Here's a 3. That's short. Rebound on a hop. Tipped out and 1 around the perimeter. That is the 7th offensive rebound in 8 minutes of gameplay for Idaho State. Darling at the elbow. Throws up the top. Daberco for 3. And it's good. Blake Daberco having a big-time performance today. He's already got 9. We've seen this a couple of times for Montana State where kind of an understated guy goes up and has a big performance as Pat McMahon gets himself to the line. He drives in from the top of the key and draws a foul. So Pat McMahon will go to the line. Good to see him getting a call. Jackson Green picking up his first foul. For Patrick McMahon, a 4th-year player, has got 1 more year of eligibility, playing today in his first Big Sky game. First free throw is good. Crazy for a guy who's been here as long as he has, who has as much jewelry as he has with those championships the last couple of years. 3 straight conference titles plus the regular season title now 3 years ago. Next free throw is good. Pat McMahon with his first 2 points tonight and his first 2 points in the Big Sky tournament. 11 and a quarter to go in the first half. MSU with a lead despite really getting dominated on the glass early on, up 15-12. Dylan Darling has the ball at the top, takes it inside, goes into a crowd, can't finish, and the Bobcats have the rebound. Great defense inside by 3 different Bobcats. Jed Miller around to Garacki, pumps the 3, takes it to the block, on the left side, kicks it out. Jed Miller bouncing to Duke at the top of the key. Handoff for Pat McMahon. Works his way down to the left block, picks up the dribble, turns, pops, jumper, good. And Pat McMahon with an understated fist bump has his first 4 points, and now it's tipped free and stolen by MSU. Pat McMahon out on the run in transition. Throws out to Patterson. Transition 3. Count it. Oh, Tyler Patterson knocking it down from downtown in the Big Sky tournament. One of the more memorable images during this golden run for the Bobcats, and a timeout called by Idaho State. Tyler Patterson with his first Wendy's 3-ball of the day, and the Bobcats now up by 8 for the first time tonight. So MSU leading 20-12 with 10:28 to go in the first half. Tyler Patterson knocking it down. The Bobcats now on a 7-0 run, hitting their last 3 shots. Led early on by Sam Lecolot. Now Pat McMahon and Tyler Patterson getting together and teaming up on this latest 7-0 run. Winner of this one gets number 1 Northern Colorado coming up tomorrow. Bobcats trying to win 3 games in 3 days. They've won their last 2, and a win today would be their first 3-game winning streak of the season. And if you remember, last year the Bobcats had not won 3 straight all year until they did it in the Big Sky tournament and earning a berth into the 2024 NCAA tournament. Idaho State inbounds coming out of their timeout. 10:25 to go in the first half, and MSU leads 20-12. They have really put a wet blanket over Dylan Darling, and now Tyler Patterson with a steal. Given to Pat McMahon across half court. Down to the left block, gets inside, turns, kicks it out, and Patterson makes the catch. Down to Naduka in the right corner. Goes down to a cutting Patterson. It's knocked out of bounds by Idaho State. It will stay with the Bobcats. These 2 teams have met twice in the Big Sky tournament. And they are just 1-1 against each other. So 2 teams that have been duking it out for over 100 years and playing for just the 3rd time in the Big Sky tournament. Jed Miller takes the inbounds pass, works the right baseline, kick out. Patterson, catch and shoot 3, count it. Tyler Patterson is hot. His second Wendy's 3-ball of the day, and MSU has their first double-digit lead of the first half. Dabrico responds. His left wing 3 is no good. Offensive rebound blocked. Pat McMahon knocked it away, and Tyler Patterson took it. Here comes MSU as the Avalanche is starting, and this one dribbled off the foot of McMahon, and it's going to Idaho State. He took a little bump and bounced it off the side of his foot. Now, Avalanche basketball, that was the term, that was the moment, that was what carried Montana State through. They are 3 games and 3 wins in 3 days a year ago. It was their most prolific performance over a 3-game period in the Big Sky tournament ever. And now Montana State starting to find a little bit of that touch early on today, leading 23-12 with 9:30 to go in the first half. O'Neal lobs into the post. Kick out to the right wing. Griffin hands off for Darling, still looking for his first field goal of the day. He's got just 1 point, and he's 0 of 4 from the field. Steps back for a contested 3, in and out, and Pat McMahon wins a hard-fought rebound. That's the effort you need on the glass. To Patterson. Again from the left corner. No. Off the inside of the iron. And Idaho State has the rebound. First miss from deep for Tyler Patterson. Now Darling tries to turn the corner. Now he kicks it out. And an air ball on a 3-ball from the left corner by Isaiah Griffin. MSU coming the other way. Just under 9 minutes to go, first half. Up to Lecolot. Holding at the top with a dribble. Handoff for Brian Garacki. Throws back down to Lecolot, just out of his reach. Tips off his hands and out of bounds. A turnover by MSU. Right decision, right play. Just a little high and a little hot on that pass from Brian Garacki. Intermountain Health, with 2 clinic locations in Bozeman, is proud to be an official health partner of Montana State Athletics. Couple of the all-time greats, particularly in Lecolot and Patterson, trying to extend their careers today. MSU up 23-12 with 8:30 to go in the first half. Dylan Darling has the dribble at the top. Fires around to the left wing. O'Neal back up to Darling. Ogbongpolo almost jumped that passing lane. Darling against Ogbongpolo, crossing over to the free throw line. Spins, picks up the dribble in the paint, has to kick it out. O'Neal, a late shot clock three, in and out. Offensive rebound again. Boy, the offensive glass has kept Idaho State in it. That's their 9th rebound on the offensive side. They've taken 9 more shots than MSU has. Here's a left baseline jumper. That's no good. Tip for the rebound. Won by Idaho State again. Back up and in with the right hand. The third try was the magic for Idaho State as Connor Hollenbeck lays it home. My, oh my, that offensive glass has been the key here for Idaho State today. 10 offensive rebounds. MSU has 9 total. And Patterson draws a hand check foul up at the top. That'll go on Jake O'Neal, his first, as it has been a game in which they've let a lot of contact go, and it has made for quite an aesthetically pleasing start through the first 12-plus minutes. Let's step aside the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. It's the quarterfinals, and Montana State is leading Idaho State 23-14. 7:39 to go in the first half. We're back to the First Interstate Bank broadcast position after this. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
At Intermountain Health, we believe life is a circle. May yours surround you with insight, a healthy perspective, trust, and reassurance. The belief that our differences aren't that different, and compassion just when you need it most. Life is a circle. May yours help you live the healthiest life possible. Intermountain Health.
Bobcat fans, support both your favorite team and Montana State students. When you shop at MSU bookstores, you help lower the price of course materials for Montana State students. MSU Bookstore is owned by MSU students and faculty and serves as the only not-for-profit campus bookstore in Montana. Shop online at msubookstore.org, at Bobcat Stadium on game days, or on campus in the Strand Union Building. Remember, Bobcat fans, when you shop at MSU Bookstore, all proceeds from your purchase go directly to lowering the cost of course materials for Montana State students.
The Ribbon Chop House was founded in 2001. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our high-level commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. At the Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you.
Interwest Moving and Storage is the official moving company of the MSU Bobcats. We're at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position, courtside at Idaho Central Arena. Tournament has been held here since 2019. And the Bobcats trying to keep things rolling. They are 12-2 all-time in this building during the Big Sky Tournament. MSU leading right now 23-14 against Idaho State. 7:39 to go in the first half. Winner gets Northern Colorado, which is kicked back and relaxed right now. They got the win yesterday in convincing fashion against Weber State. Bobcats ready to inbound the basketball in their own offensive zone. Tyler Patterson gets it into Sam Lecolot. Goes underneath. Patterson makes the catch, lays it up, and got it to go. The unicorn of unicorns, Tyler Patterson. The layup off the pass from Sam Lecolot. Down to the left baseline. Backing it in and down. Hollenbeck posted up. Turns righty hook off the inside of the iron. No. And Sam Lecolot wins the rebound. MSU moving the other way. Thrown out to the right corner. Then to Ogbongpolo on the wing. Up to the top for Mullins. Hands off on the left wing for Sam Lecolot. He gives to Ogbongpolo. Back down to Lecolot on the right block. Makes the catch. Leans in. Banks it good. Drew a bunch of contact. They swallowed the whistle. And Sam Lecolot wasn't worried about any of it. Sheridan Sam, he's got 9 points the first half, and MSU has their largest lead of the day, up by 13. Darling at the top of the key, crosses over, down to the left block, working on Mullins, stops, pivoting, banging bodies, puts it up, and it's good. And Dylan Darling has his first field goal of the day with 6:40 to go in the first half. MSU leading by 11 with the ball, 6:35 to go first half. Like-a-lot gets it to Patterson to the right corner. A three. Bang! Tyler Patterson will not be stopped in Boise. His third three of the first half. And the Bobcats have a 14-point lead with 6.25 to go in the first. Darling working it up at the top of the key. Moves right around the screen. Picks up the dribble, working on Like-a-lot. Thrown out to the top of the key for Hollenbeck. Working in on Patterson, down to the elbow, spins into the paint, drop off underneath, catch is made. Otten hooks it up and home. Ooh, that's a tough finish for the freshman of the year, Evan Otten, who's averaging about 6 points per game. Cats lead by 12, 5:50 to go first half. Jade Mullins has it out on the right wing, given down to Sam Like-a-lot on the right block. He's posted up, bounce pass to Patterson. One dribble, working on O'Neal, needs to get rid of it, and does to Ogbong Polo. 10 to shoot. Ogbong Polo into the lane, stops, free throw line jumper. No, off the back iron, and Idaho State has the rebound. 5:25 to go in the first. Darling, he has been swarmed today. Takes it down into the lane, works his way inside, lays it up and in. Tough finish for Dylan Darling. He's got 5 now. He is 2 of 7 from the field. To the right elbow for Like-a-lot. Has the dribble out near the perimeter on the right wing. Still with it, gives to Patterson. Tries to turn the corner, picks it up, gives back to Like-a-lot. Handoff for Miller. Back to Like-a-lot. Thought about a three, bounce pass underneath. Mullins gets free, lays it home. Sam Like-a-lot distributing, and Jay Mullins taking care of business underneath. MSU with a 12-point lead after the Mullins layup. Into the lane now, O'Neal on Miller, pivoting on the left foot, throws to the free throw line. Otten with a quick 2. That jumper's no good. The rebound tipped and won by Idaho State. O'Neal back up, blocked. Ogbong Polo with the rejection underneath, and MSU comes the other way with a 12-point lead. And now a whistle and a timeout called by Montana State. Let's pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. This is Montana State basketball.
AM 1450, KMMS, and K236CY Bozeman, 1340 KPRK Livingston, where Montana talks.
Montana State with the lead. They're up 32-20 with 4:28 to go in the first half. We're back in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. After this, again, it's MSU leading 32-20 against Idaho State. 4:28 to go in the first. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
From our 1946 roots providing lumber for Yellowstone National Park to our current headquarters in Bozeman, we at Simpkins-Hallen believe in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. Contractors large and small benefit from our decades of experience and our extensive network of suppliers. We can source the materials you need, no matter the project. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met with quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins-Hallen, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946.
Ambient Air Solutions wants to take a moment to show our gratitude and to say thank you. Thank you to our frontline workers. Thank you to our doctors, nurses, and EMTs. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you to the Gallatin County community. Ambient Air Solutions is so grateful for your support for over 12 years. We are so blessed to live in such a beautiful place. Ambient Air Solutions is here for all your heating and cooling needs. Call us at 406-577-1818 to schedule your service today. Ambient Air Solutions, simplifying heating and cooling.
We're back courtside at Idaho Central Arena, and Montana State making more memories today. They're up 32-20 against Idaho State with 4:28 to go in the first half of the Big Sky Tournament quarterfinals. Serving all your garage door needs, DoorTech is raising the door on quality. President Wadette Cruzado getting honored during the last break. She has both figuratively and literally received her flowers for all she's done for the Bobcat Athletic Department and university as a whole. It was Big Sky Commissioner Tom Wistressel that just handed her some flowers at midcourt today. And we want to wish our colleague Grace Lawrence a happy birthday today, celebrating with a camera on her shoulder underneath the Bobcat baseline. MSU ready to inbound with 4:28 to go in the first half and a 12-point lead. Have not seen Brandon Walker today as Sam Leckelot throws to Jay Mullins, down to Pat McMahon in his first Big Sky game. Backing it down, kicking it out. Out to Zephyr, working the left baseline, throws to the right corner. Ogbong Polo for three, and it's good. Max Ogbong Polo from deep for his first tournament points. Bobcats up by 15 as the Avalanche is starting to crack free. Logie trying to pump up the Bobcat contingent behind us. On the drive, Darling lays it up. Got it to go. A little finger roll and a tough finish by Dylan Darling, who's got 7. Zephyr into the lane. He goes to the rack. Through contact, lays it up. No. Could have been a call. They've been swallowing the whistles. Well, frankly, if they're going to swallow the whistles, that's a good thing for the Bobcats. Darling has it up at the top of the key. We've only seen 4 combined free throws in this game. Out to the left wing. Into the lane now. Backing it down. He lost it. It's out of bounds. Connor Hollenbeck could not control it as he spinned it down to the left block, working on the defense of Jade Mullins. The Bobcats force another turnover as Jake O'Neal checks in. And A.J. Bergen, a fourth-year senior out of San Diego, really a very good player for them over the last couple of years, takes a seat. MSU from right to left with the basketball. Boy, things are really rolling right now, but there is a lot of ball left to be played. Pat McMahon up at the top, takes it down to the left block, pivots on the left foot, has to kick it back out to Leckelot. Around to the top for Jay Mullins. Has the crossover dribble and slings back to Zephyr on the right wing. Down to the right block, lost his footing, kicks it back out. 8 to shoot. Here's Mullins. Lob underneath. Leckelot makes the catch, lays it home. What a pass. A little right-handed hook pass by Jay Mullins as Sam Leckelot is into double figures after a hearty layup. 11 points for Sheridan Sam. The Bobcats have a 37-22 lead. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half, and a foul. Pat McMahon caught with his hand in the cookie jar, trying to take it away with a double team down on the right block. First foul on Pat McMahon. Only the third team foul on MSU, only 2 team fouls on Idaho State. So they really have not whistled much, which is good for Montana State. They'd rather play that kind of game, especially with a free throw sharpshooter in Dylan Darling for Idaho State. Bounce pass to the free throw line for the Bengals. Daberco against Leckelot, trying to get some room, and it's knocked free. Bryce Zephyr with the steal out of the break. Zephyr to the rack, slams it down, and one! Bryce Zephyr in transition and a big-time two-hand slam. Oh, and now a technical on Zephyr. For what? I kind of had the angle of the official. It looked like he was talking back to the Bobcat bench. So he's got the dunk, picked up the foul. It's an and one for Zephyr after the two-hand slam. And now Zephyr picking up the technical, which kind of pops that balloon of momentum for MSU. Foul was on Jake O'Neal. That's his second. That's a big call. Must have been some sort of taunting, or he said some sort of magic word, but I'm surprised because he was walking away at the free throw line, looking back at the other side, kind of where the Bobcat bench was. And Zephyr having a word with the official as Darling knocks down the free throw. So that was a very quick technical, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, but Zephyr doesn't seem over the top or out of control emotionally. Says, all right, let's move on. Next free throw is up, and no good. So Zephyr now with 2 fouls. So he's got the technical foul now. And he'll also go to the line to try to complete this three-point play. So he must have looked right at one of the Idaho State players and said something, but Zephyr still now, he's got 2 big highlight reel dunks tonight as he misses the free throw to try to complete the three-point play. Montana State leads 39-23, 2:35 to go in the first half. Bobcats trying to put this one away early, but there is so much basketball left to be played tonight. Green, bounce pass to Darling, cuts inside. Oh, and they called the foul on Mullins, and it's good. Oh, all right. Well, that's a good example of if you are the aggressor, you're going to be more inclined to get some calls. Mullins was kind of backing up. Looked like he's had his hands up. I'm not sure where you're calling that foul. So Darling got it to go, and it was in the motion of shooting, but it was close. As he misses the free throw, and Ogbong Polo skies for the rebound. Boy, Dylan Darling tonight really struggling from the free throw line after that miss. He is 2 of 5. It's 82% this year. Ogbong Polo a top side three. That's no good. And the rebound won by Idaho State. Kind of a pivotal moment here with 2:05 to go in the first half. Out to the right wing, Griffin pump fakes it, tries a three. That's short. And an offensive rebound by Idaho State again. Boy, that has been the Achilles heel tonight. Darling gets behind the screen, puts it up for three. In and out. Rebound tip. Won by Ogbong Polo after the Lekalot tip. Here comes MSU in transition. Zephyr throws to Ogbong Polo. Transition left wing three. In and out. And the rebound won by MSU. The Bobcats will reset with a 39-25 lead. 1:35 to go first half. Lekalot to Zephyr at the top of the key. Works his way down underneath. Stops. Kick out. Left corner. McMahon works his way to the mid-post. Tries the jumper, and it's good. Oh, the rim didn't even move. The net was stationary, and a pure stroke from Pat McMahon, who's got 6 points in his Big Sky tournament debut. Bobcats leading 41-25. 1:10 to go in the first half. Big-time offensive half for MSU, shooting 65% from the field. Green takes it down to the right block, throws to the free throw line. A jumper is up. That's good, and a foul. Daberco knocks it down. Let's see how they're going to assess this. Mullins and Bergen were there. The foul is on Jabe Mullins, who looked like he got the worst of it. So Mullins now has picked up 2 fouls. The Bobcats have a little bit of foul trouble here. I don't know. That was a tough replay. I don't want to speculate. So Mullins now, he has 1 foul. So they didn't call that earlier foul that sent Darling to the line on Mullins. It was somebody else. So Mullins has the single foul right now, and only Bryce Zephyr has 2. Idaho State to inbound. Long lob to the top, and it is caught out there by A.J. Bergen. Final minute of the first half. Dylan Darling has the dribble. He is 4 of 10 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. To the free throw line. Darling working on Miller. Spins. Ball away, Jay. Got it. Boy, that is a highly contested shot as Dylan Darling now has 12. MSU picks it up. About an 8-second differential between the shot and game clocks. Not quite enough for a 2-for-1. As we tick under 30 seconds to go in this first half. MSU leading 41-29. Mullins burning it down. Logie directing traffic from the sideline. 12 seconds to shoot. Jay Mullins initiates the offense. 8 to shoot. Mullins to the left wing with 7. Gets down to the left block with 5. Tip free. It's loose on the floor. Bodies diving on the hardwood. Mullins knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be Idaho State ball with 0 on the shot clock. Would have been a shot clock violation anyway. So MSU unable to get the shot off. And now Idaho State will have a chance for the final attempt at the end of the first half with 9 seconds to go. So 12-point lead here. MSU has led by as much as 17. That was with just about 2 minutes, 2:40 to go in this first half. So huge opportunity here for Idaho State to make it 10 or even single digits. Darling on the drive down to the right block. He banks it up off the glass short. Lekalot seals the glass, and the first half comes to a close. So the Bobcats do maintain a double-digit lead as we head to the half. Will this golden march continue for the Bobcats? They're off on the right foot. In the quarterfinals of the 2025 Big Sky Tournament, MSU leads at the end of the first half, 41-29 against Idaho State. Back after this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Montana Fence, located in Billings, Bozeman, Great Falls, and Kalispell, is Montana's largest fencing superstore. Get everything you need for your fencing projects at rock bottom pricing. Low prices on all styles of farm fence, chain link, vinyl privacy, ornamental iron, cedar pickets, continuous panels, wood privacy. We have it all. Quality materials at truckload prices. Let the experts at Montana Fence help you plan your next project. Whether you use our team or do it yourself, check out Montana Fence.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who pump it up? Pump it up.
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Open your new Stockman Bank account anytime, anywhere with online account opening. Now, you can open an account in minutes on your laptop, tablet, or mobile phone. It's convenient, simple, and secure. Open your new account today at stockmanbank.com. Then, add our online and mobile banking services so you can manage your money when, where, and how you want. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking. Member FDIC.
The power of we believes in you. It advocates for you. It completes your circle. It makes sure you have the strongest circle possible. And with Intermountain Health in yours, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Back after one half of play, and Montana State with the lead of 41-29 against Idaho State at the half. I'm Keaton Gillogly back with you at Idaho Central Arena. Kind of an interesting first half here for Montana State. Again, 12-point lead. Their largest lead of the day, though, was a 17-point advantage with 2:40 to go in that first half. So kind of felt like Montana State had that avalanche going, but Idaho State was able to cut back in a little bit, and certainly one of the key turning points was Bryce Seffer getting out of the break, a big highlight reel slam. He drew a foul, but apparently he said something after and drew a technical right after that. It was only 1 point on the free throw that made the difference for Idaho State, but you did kind of feel the momentum get stopped, and that avalanche slowed down for just a moment for MSU. So now the question is, the Bobcats get it back going again. They did get a stop at the end of that first half, and they have this 12-point lead. So all in all, feeling pretty good, but you would have liked to put this game away a little bit more in that first half. Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half of play. MSU shot 65% from the field in the first half. 5 of 11 from 3. That's 5 Wendy's three-pointers, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. So they have not blown the whistles a ton today. Idaho State shooting 33% from the field. They went just 1 of 13 from the three-point line. They are not typically a great three-point shooting team, 34% on the year, and ranked 7th out of the 10-team at Big Sky. But even that, 1 of 13, that is quite low. And Idaho State 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Bobcats do have 5 turnovers in the first half, a little higher than they usually put out there. And Idaho State with 4 turnovers, and the Bobcats continuing to rack up the assist numbers now over the last 11 games. 11 assists on 17 made field goals for MSU. So the Bobcats doing a great job of distributing the basketball right now and getting everybody involved. They enter the tournament right now having racked up 39 assists in their last 2 games total. So add another 11 to that. That is 50 assists by MSU in the last 2.5 games. So big number there for the Bobcats. Lekalot and Mullins each with 3. All assists are sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. One of the tough numbers here for MSU that absolutely needs to get cleaned up. Bobcats right now -7 on the glass, out-rebounded 22-15, and they have been out-rebounded on the offensive glass 13-1. However, it's only led to 7 second-chance points. So they've given up a lot of those offensive rebounds, but it hasn't totally killed them. You'll also see that number appear in the field goal attempts. Idaho State has 39 attempts from the field tonight. Montana State has 26. So got to clean up the glass. And MSU did that in the second half in the last meeting, in which MSU won at home against Idaho State. Individually today, first for Idaho State, a pair of players in double figures. Dylan Darling with 12 points and Dabrico with 11. So he's been very good. Dabrico, a junior, is only averaging 3.5 points per game Hollenbeck with 2, O'Neill with 2, and Otten with 2. On the other side, it's two of the most golden of Bobcats, Tyler Patterson and Sam Leckelot with 11 points apiece. Leckelot is 5 for 5 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Tyler Patterson, his 11 points coming on 4 of 5 shooting, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. So Tyler Patterson continuing to put up big numbers in the Big Sky tournament. Today playing in his 13th Big Sky tournament game, which is a Big Sky record. And with his 11 points today, now 70 total in his 13 games in the tournament. And with his three-point field goal makes, he's got 18 three-point makes in 13 tournament games. 6 points from Pat McMahon in his Big Sky tournament debut. Jay Mullins with 4. Bryce Seffer with 4. 3 for Ogbong Polo, 2 for Brian Garacki. The Duke and Miller also getting into the game in the first half. No Brandon Walker sightings yet through the first 20 minutes of play. All right, we'll take a break. More to come. We're in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky tournament, and Montana State leads it 41-29 against Idaho State. We're back after this. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to bozemanchamber.com.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive five-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide much-needed life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. That's why at Firehouse Subs, they make their subs differently, because their subs can make a difference. Their family of restaurant owners and local crews are proud to continue to serve you the hot party, life-saving subs you crave every day. In fact, it's never been easier to grab their subs to go with Rapid Rescue to Go. Save time when you order online at firehousesubs.com or on their app. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Montana State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
We're back courtside at halftime. Montana State leading Idaho State in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky tournament on top 41-29. The women winning yesterday, they're on to the semifinals after a 92-60 win against Northern Colorado. They'll get Idaho State tomorrow coming up at noon. Morales had 10 points. Caitlin Martin had 16. Taylor Jansen had 14. Pickett at 14. And Taylor Chirick had 12 points, 7 steals, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds in the ball game. So Coach Binford and women's hoops continuing on to the semifinals tomorrow. Daniel Sally will have the call at 11:45 a.m. for the noon tip-off. We're hoping it's a doubleheader. If the men win today, they will get an opportunity in the semifinals tomorrow at 7 p.m. against number 1 seed Northern Colorado. We'll take a break at the half. We're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half. Montana State leading it 41-29 against Idaho State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
Hi, I'm Bill Coffey, CEO of Stockman Bank. As a family-owned and operated community bank, we are focused only on serving the people, businesses, and communities of Montana. And now we are proud to be named one of the world's best banks by Forbes. We thank our customers for the trust you have put in us to meet your financial needs. If you don't know us, stop by and discover the difference at Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, member FDIC.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who pump it up,
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Town Pump, right down the road, pump it up, yeah.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
Back at the half, we are approaching the start of the second half. Montana State leading 41-29 against Idaho State. The winner of this one here in the quarterfinals gets the number 1 seed, Northern Colorado, in the semis tomorrow night. Northern Colorado winning yesterday 76-52 against Weber State. They were led by Isaiah Hawthorne, who had 29 points in the ball game. Brock Wisney also had 12, and Jaron Reilly had 11 in the win for Northern Colorado, who is sitting around and waiting for the winner of this cat fight between the Bobcats and the Bengals. One more timeout. When we get back, we've got the start of the second half. Montana State leads it 41-29 against Idaho State. Back after this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
From our 1946 roots providing lumber for Yellowstone National Park to our current headquarters in Bozeman, we at Simpkins-Hallen believe in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. Contractors large and small benefit from our decades of experience and our extensive network of suppliers. We can source the materials you need, no matter the project. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met with quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins-Hallen, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946.
Ambient Air Solutions wants to take a moment to show our gratitude and to say thank you. Thank you to our frontline workers. Thank you to our doctors, nurses, and EMTs. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you to the Gallatin County community. Ambient Air Solutions is so grateful for your support for over 12 years. We are so blessed to live in such a beautiful place. Ambient Air Solutions is here for all your heating and cooling needs. Call us at 406-577-1818 to schedule your service today. Ambient Air Solutions, simplifying heating and cooling.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to bozemanchamber.com.
The Bobcats have not gone one and done in the Big Sky tournament in 7 years, and they have set themselves up to avoid that fate today. But we've got Heavy hitting 20 minutes of Big Sky basketball in front of us. Bobcats leading the Bengals 41-29 as we get set for the second half of action in the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. Town Pump's proud sponsor, the Brawl of the Wild rivalry series between Montana State University and the University of Montana. It's all sports all season long. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions at your local Town Pump. Montana State inbounds the basketball, and we are underway in the second half. Bobcats trying to earn a fifth straight bid into the semifinals. A lob and an alley-oop attempt off the front of the rim from Sam Leckalot, and it's turned over on the first possession of the second half. And just like that, Idaho State has a chance to cut their deficit to 10 or even single digits. Darling throws it around to the right wing. Griffin working on Zephyr, takes it to the free throw line, lobs out to the left wing for O'Neal. O'Neal setting it up at the top. Throws around to Darling on the right wing. Steps back for a contested three. In and out. Ogbong Polo clears the rebound. Bobcats got crushed on the glass in the first half. Out-rebounded in offensive rebounds 13-1. And a foul on Bryce Zephyr after he turned the ball over. He then bumped Connor Hollenbeck. And Zephyr has just picked up his third foul. That is notable. So now Zephyr has to go to the bench. Remember, we've seen him get hot at times this year, but seemingly every time he has, something has slowed him down, whether it be an injury or some foul trouble, and now into some foul trouble today, despite a couple of highlight reel dunks tonight. O'Neal swarm, throws it out to the top. Darling swings to the right corner. Griffin steps in for a mid-range jumper. That's no good from the elbow, and the Bobcats have the rebound and a hop. MSU from left to right. Ogbong Polo, a rhythm three. That's in and out, and the rebound grab by Idaho State. Both teams scoreless in the early going of the second half. Lob underneath. Catch is made and a kick out. Darling gives it to O'Neal. Back to Darling at the top of the key. Picked up by Ogbong Polo. Works his way down on the drive. Inside, reverse layup. No! And the Bobcats have the rebound. Good defense by Ogbong Polo. MSU coming the other way, 5-on-4. Down underneath, Ogbong Polo makes a catch, hooks it up. That's no good, but he draws the foul. Foul will go on Connor Hollenbeck. I think it was on the floor or shooting. I think it was shooting. Cats will take that. Sometimes, you see a tight first half in terms of just not a lot of whistles being called, not a lot of fouls being called. And then the second half, it kind of reverts back the other way, and you start to see it a little tight. And it kind of feels like that's what we've seen in the first 90 seconds of the second half. Free throw is good. Ogbong Polo at the line on his Big Sky Tournament debut, the sixth-year senior from California. 4 points tonight. Started his career at USC, went to Wyoming, then Utah State with Coach Sprinkle a year ago. Finishing his career here. And he knocks him down. Both free throws are good for Max Ogbong Polo, who's got 5. Idaho State with the basketball, moving from right to left. MSU leading by 14. Their largest lead has been by 17. O'Neal at the top. Hands it off for Darling. Picked up by Miller. He puts it on the floor. Gets cut off. Reverses to his right. And his pass tipped free and out of bounds. Max Ogbong Polo got into the passing lane and knocked it away. Still 12 seconds on the shot clock for Idaho State as they prepare to inbound. Patterson tucking in his jersey. A momentary delay, and now we're good to go. Griffin inbounds into the backcourt, and Idaho State sets up the offense. Dylan Darling has the dribble. Takes it to the left wing over the Starch Madness logo. Throws around to the right wing now. Here's a drive. Hollenbeck gets inside and blocked. At the end of the shot clock, here comes MSU. Ogbong Polo and Leckalot teamed up for the rejection. MSU setting up their offense with a 43-29 lead early in the second half. Leckalot to Miller. Moving left. Miller with a dribble. Spots up a three ball. In and out. Fight for the rebound. Won by O'Neal. That's a good look. You like to see Jed Miller taking that shot. O'Neal takes it to the elbow. Working on it. Jade Mullins steps inside. He's blocked from behind. Mullins with the rejection. And Jed Miller comes out of traffic with it. He weaves and throws to Patterson. Dials up a right wing three. In and out. And the rebound won by Idaho State. A wide open look for the second leading three-point shooter in program history, Tyler Patterson. Now Darling the other way. His three ball's no good. Sam Leckalot wins the rebound and throws out on the break. Here's Max Ogbong Polo. Out to Miller. Drives from the wing. Throws out to Patterson. touch pass to Mullins. Works the baseline, skips it out to the top. Lekalot for three. Off the front iron, no good, and Idaho State has the rebound. But great ball movement by MSU and great patience on the offensive side. Griffin working it out on the mid-post left side. Picks up the dribble and throws to the top for O'Neal. Standing dribble by O'Neal. Gives it to Darling on the right wing. Crowd starting to come to life for MSU. Out to O'Neal. Backing it down to the left block. Runs into a wall. He throws it out. It's picked off. Ogbong-Polo with the steal. MSU moving from Ogbong-Polo. Spots up for three. And drills it. Max Ogbong-Polo from the left wing. A sharp shooter in the Bobcat blue and gold. I'm called by Idaho State. Bringing the Avalanche early in the second half with a 5-0 run. Let's step aside. 16:28 to go in the first half. MSU leads Idaho State 46-29. Back after this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Ambient Air Solutions wants to take a moment to show our gratitude and to say thank you. Thank you to our frontline workers. Thank you to our doctors, nurses, and EMTs. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you to the Gallatin County community. Ambient Air Solutions is so grateful for your support for over 12 years. We are so blessed to live in such a beautiful place. Ambient Air Solutions is here for all your heating and cooling needs. Call us at 406-577-1818 to schedule your service today. Ambient Air Solutions, simplifying heating and cooling.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive 5-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars. It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
Max Ogbong-Polo on a personal 5-0 run to begin the second half. 16:28 to go in the second, and the Bobcats are leading it 46-29 against Idaho State, trying to earn their 5th straight bid into the semifinals of the Big Sky Tournament and looking for their 10th straight tournament win. Already their 9th straight, a program record which they set with the win against Montana last year in the championship, eclipsing the 8 straight wins that Montana had racked up just before COVID had shut this tournament down. Again, 16:28 to go in the second half. MSU leading 46-29. We remind you that Bobcat Basketball is presented by your locally owned McDonald's restaurants. Download the app and earn free food. Order from anywhere and even skip the line with convenient curbside pickup. So Ogbong-Polo with a couple of free throws and a Wendy's 3-ball in this second half. And that has opened up the Montana State lead to 17, which matches their largest of the evening. Idaho State coming out of their timeout. Inbound the basketball and move from right to left. Daberco has it at the top of the key and a monster first half with 11 points. Out to O'Neal. Down to Jackson Green, left corner. Handoff for Darling on the perimeter. Pump fake, steps inside, picks up the dribble, and throws to the top. Inside now to Green, puts up a reverse layup. That's no good. Oh, and Jed Miller skies for the rebound. He throws out ahead on the break. Pat McMahon down to the right block, fighting for the loose ball as it gets tipped free and a foul. Idaho State called for the foul. They let a lot go initially, and eventually it was called. It was a forearm by Dylan Darling. So Darling picks up the foul, and we pick up another timeout. 16 minutes to go in the second half. Montana State leads 46-29 against Idaho State in the semifinals of the Big Sky Tournament. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Hello, tomorrow. We may not know exactly what you've got in store for us, for our routines and our normals. But here's the thing. Turns out, we've got this. We haven't seen everything, but we have seen ourselves be more ready for whatever you bring than we thought we would be. So when it comes to tomorrow, Bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Visit us at firstinterstate.com.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
Here's to home. Here's to Northwest Crossing, where kids can be kids, and adults can also be kids, and new neighbors feel like old friends. Welcome to Bozeman, Montana's newest master planned community. Life here comes with nearby top-rated Bozeman schools, on-site eateries and retail, office space, parks, trails, and so much more, including new homes from the 500s to 800s, exclusively built by Williams Homes. Learn more at nwxbzn.com. nwxbzn.com.
Bobcats are trying to paint Boise blue and gold again for the fourth straight year, currently leading 46-29 against Idaho State. 16 minutes to go in the second half, looking for a fifth straight bid into the semifinals with Northern Colorado awaiting. Know what's below? Tap, click, or call 811 before you dig. Brought to you by Montana811.org. Bobcats on a 5-0 run to start the second half. We just had two quick successive breaks. It was the first called timeout, which came from Idaho State, and we're coming out of the under-16 media timeout, although technically there are exactly 16 minutes left in the first quarterfinal of the Big Sky tournament on the men's side. Portland State and Idaho ready to duke it out coming up after this one. Jed Miller ready to inbound from the Bobcat baseline after a Dylan Darling foul, and he gets it into Pat McMahon in the right corner. McMahon working the right baseline, backing it in, into the lane, out to the left corner. Miller, catch and shoot three, book it. Jed Miller pouring it home from deep. A Wendy's three ball from the Jedi Master. Now Darling the other way, stripped, and they called the foul. Patterson didn't like it. And I don't think he was the only one who had that opinion. So Dylan Darling will inbound. Foul went on Jed Miller, his first. Inbound out to the right wing. Green throws to Darling in the right corner. He's got 12 points on 5 of 15 shooting. Working that right baseline, draws a double team, throws it out to Daberco, and then it's picked off. Jed Miller with the interception. Ahead to McMahon. He spins into the lane, goes up with the right hand, puts the English off the window, and banks it home. Pat McMahon, the sweet touch at the rack. The Bobcats up 51-29. A 10-0 run to start the second half. And now it's tipped free by Sam Lekalot. Caught by Tony Parks over on the television broadcast. 15 and a quarter to go in the second half. MSU leading 51-29. Landing some heavy blows to start the second half. Idaho State setting it up. Dylan Darling gives it to the right wing for Otten. Handoff for O'Neal. Turns the corner on Lekalot. Gets inside, lays it up and in. Oh, and a late foul. How? Lekalot looked like he was trying not to foul there. He had his hands up. He was kind of moving back his hips. So they let all that contact go. I just saw the replay. That was a bad call. Lekalot picks up the second foul. So Pat McMahon goes down hard on one side. Lekalot, who looked like he was trying to avoid the foul. I mean, he kind of let O'Neal go. His arms did not come down. He was moving his feet. As O'Neal knocks down the free throw, so it's an and one. And those are the first 3 points of the second half for Idaho State. Tough call. 51-32, MSU leading. 14:58 to go in the second half. Lekalot at the top. Bounce pass underneath, down to the left block for Pat McMahon. One-on-one against Green. And his pocket picked, he turns it over. MSU gives it away. The Bengals come the other way. O'Neal spins into the lane. Knocked free. It's loose. It's out of bounds. And it's Idaho State ball. Patterson thought Idaho State touched it, so he was letting it go, kind of screening the Bengals. And MSU right now feels like they have a few calls going against them. Oh, that's a bad call. That was Patterson never touched it, and that was Darling that threw that ball out of bounds. That was not the right call. I just saw the replay. Idaho State to inbound. They get it into Darling, who bounces it over to the right wing. Otten throws around to the left wing now. O'Neal with the basketball, working it down to the left block, runs into a double team. He's swarmed and has to kick it out. Up to the top, here's a three. Bergen can't get it to go, tip back no, and McMahon has the ball, and then it's knocked out of bounds off of Idaho State. The Bobcats that time get a call back. 14 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the second half. MSU leading 51-32. Trying to set up a Bobcat doubleheader tomorrow. The women have already punched their ticket into the semifinals as Bergen tips it free. It's off the official. It's loose on the floor. Still a live ball. And we got a whistle and a jump ball. MSU just caught a huge break. Griffin was about to take that thing the other way. Bergen rather, after the tip, but it went off the official, and that leaves the ball in play. And it's a jump ball. So Idaho State has the possession. Oh, that was a break for MSU. That would have been a free and easy 2 points for the Bengals. Darling now setting it up out of the right wing. Throws to the top for Otten. Tips on the handoff, but recovered by O'Neal. O'Neal crosses over, working on Lekalot. Works his way down into a double team. Knocked free by McMahon. It's out of bounds off MSU. Great hustle by Sam Lekalot laying out for the loose ball, but it will be Bengal basketball. Right call. 13:49 to go in the game. MSU leading 51-32. Darling looking to get it inbounds with a lob. It is hauled into the backcourt by Jake O'Neal. Bobcats leading 51-32. Here's Darling into the lane. Stops at the free throw line. Pivoting on the right foot. Trying to get room. Just jacks it up. And it's they just called a foul on Sam Lekalot. How? He was backing away. They're calling it in the cylinder. He had his defensive positioning. As O'Neal was pivoting with the right foot, he stepped around Lekalot. And now Logie getting the hand from the official saying that's enough. Third foul on Lekalot. That was a bad call. Boy, the Bobcats really getting the short end of the stick here. Luckily, they've got a decently comfortable lead for now. They were saying he was in his cylinder in his vicinity, but Lekalot had established his defensive positioning already, and Darling stepped into him. That's bad. That's just a bad call. Darling puts up the free throw, and it's good. It's frustrating. It was really a well-officiated first half, and now they're kind of bailing out Dylan Darling. I mean, Sam Lekalot is actively trying to not foul. It's frustrating, but you can't let it get into your head. And if you're the Bobcats, you feel a little gratitude to have a healthy double-digit lead for now. Darling on the second free throw, and it's good. So first points in the second half for Dylan Darling, who now has 14 points. 51-34, MSU leading, 13:29 to go in the game. Chika Naduka with his first touch of the second half. Hands off for Pat McMahon, and he draws the foul. It was A.J. Bergen who came in, his first foul. Bergen nodding his head, agreeing with the call. So MSU will inbound. Miller to inbound to the baseline. Bounce pass down to the left block. McMahon makes a catch, spins, hooks, got it. Pat McMahon with a tough big man finish. He's into double figures in his Big Sky tournament debut. Pat McMahon's got 10. Bobcats up 53-34 as Coach Logie tries to pump up the Bobcat contingent behind us. O'Neal down to the right elbow, puts up a little push shot. That's no good. Otten, though, with a rebound. And Idaho State gets another crack at it. Darling has nowhere to go against the defensive Jed Miller. Out to O'Neal, flat-footed three. It's good. It's good defense. Jake O'Neal pouring it home out on the right wing from deep. Only the second three ball of the night for Idaho State. It's a turning point right here. Is MSU going to put this away, or is Idaho State going to battle back looking for a second straight berth to the semis? Jed Miller says, "This is my house." A topside three. Jed Miller knocking it home. Making his impact felt. Hasn't done a ton in the tournaments the last couple of years, but he's got a couple of three balls today. And now an air ball on the other side, and MSU has the rebound. Here comes Ogbong Polo. He spots up, transition three. That's short, and then a foul as Naduka and Bergen get tied up. And they're saying Naduka pulled him down. First foul on Chika Naduka. 5th foul on MSU in the second half. So not far from shooting free throws here if you're Idaho State. See every pulse-pounding, buzzer-beating play in astounding detail with a patient experience and second-to-none experience. Advanced technology. Vance Thompson Vision, the official LASIK cataract surgeon of the Bobcats, is your home for laser vision correction. Learn more at VanceThompsonVision.com. Idaho State with the ball. They trail 56-37. We're under 12 minutes to go in the second half. And now Garacki picks up a foul. Ryan Looney getting the hands from the official as well. And everybody getting a little frustrated. All right, Garacki picks up his first, and we take a break. 11:57 to go in the ball game. MSU trying to head to the semifinals of the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. Bobcats leading 56-37 against the Bengals. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to bozemanchamber.com.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
When a power line has fallen down, it can be downright dangerous and even deadly. That's because downed lines can still energize the ground and objects around them. To help keep you and others safe, Northwestern Energy says stay at least 35 feet or the length of a semi-truck away from a downed power line and anything the line is touching. You should always assume the line is live, and if you see a downed line, immediately call 911 and warn others. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future.
Not only is dairy delicious, but it also promotes health as well. Just 3 servings of dairy a day improves overall wellness and may reduce the risk of developing some chronic diseases. It's a quick, convenient, and economic way to make sure you are staying strong and healthy on and off the field. Sam, trying to go to 10-0 all-time in the Big Sky Tournament. Still a lot of work left to be done. 11:57 to go in the second half. The Bobcats are leading 56-37. Michaelot and Patterson each with 11 points. Pat McMahon has 10. For Idaho State, the sophomore Dylan Darling with 14 points, the game high. Dabrico has 11. All of that was in the first half. And MSU extending their lead here in the second half, outscoring Idaho State since the break, 15-8. Right now, again, 11:57 to go in the ball game. The Bobcats up 56-37, shooting 61% from the field, just blistering in this building under Coach Logie the last 2 years. And a chance to earn their 19th bid all-time in the 50 Big Sky tournaments that have been played. Idaho State with the basketball to our left. Darling bounces it over to the right wing. Hollenbeck takes it to the left wing, turns the corner, goes to the cup, and he's blocked and fouled up at the top. It is Pat McMahon who picks up the foul, his second. So that will send Connor Hollenbeck to the line. He was the leading scorer in that first meeting the Bobcats lost as Hollenbeck hits the first. He put up 22 points, hit 4 threes, but MSU slowed him down in that second meeting in which MSU won when Hollenbeck scored 8 points with 5 boards. Next free throw is good. Hollenbeck now with 4 points today. Jackson Green in. Evan Otten, freshman of the year out of Oregon, will take a seat. Bobcats inbound the basketball, going from left to right. They're up 56-39 with 11:40 to go in this ball game, trying to close this thing out. Out to the top, Chika Naduka gives to Jay Mullins on the right wing. Handoff for Chica. Working at the top of the key. Needs to get rid of it. Throws into the post. Garacki makes a tough contested catch. He lays it up. That's good. They let it go. A lot of contact underneath. Bergen went down. They made no call. And Garacki able to finish off down to the right block. He's got 4 points. Out to the right wing. Now into the lane. O'Neal shacks it up and good. Off the glass and off balance shot. And Jake O'Neal finds pay dirt as he gets to double figures now with 10. Averages 13 a game. MSU with the ball into the front court. A 58-41 lead. Just under 11 minutes to go in the quarterfinals. Second quarterfinal coming up after this one with Portland State and Idaho. Duca down to the right block. Bounce pass underneath. In and out of the hands of Garacki and a turnover. It's all right. It was a good pass, good ball movement, right decisions. It was a tough kind of blind bounce pass. It hit Garacki in the hands about waist high. Just didn't have the mitts to haul it in. Bobcat faithful trying to make a little noise. Green hands it off in the left wing. O'Neal down to the left block. His pass knocked free, recovered by O'Neal. Kick out to the left corner. Now working his way into the lane. Hollenbeck has it taken away. Jay Mullins moving the other way from left to right. He's inside, hop, stop, up, good with the left hand. Jay Mullins, what a finish in transition. Mullins has 6 in his tournament debut. MSU up 60-41, 10 and a quarter to go in the game. Darling a mid-range J, that's no good, and Pat McMahon with a tough rebound off a bounce. Logie trying to slow it down as Chad Miller takes it into the front court. Miller moves left and hands it off to Pat McMahon. Given now to a bounce pass to Chika Naduka. Back to Miller at the top of the key. He turns the corner, gives back to Naduka, puts up the push shot. It's good and one. Chika Naduka from the middle of the lane off the assist from Jed Miller. So Chika Naduka able to finish that thing off for his first 2 points today. His first points of the Big Sky tournament, did not score last year. And a chance for more at the line as Jackson Green picks up his second foul. Bobcats trying to add to their largest lead of the day. Naduka bends the knees, puts the shot up, left it short. Still 22 points is the largest lead of the day for MSU. To the free throw line, bounce pass out to the left wing. Green takes it down to the left block, back it in on Mullins. Turns, hooks, off the glass, no, and Jay Mullins has the rebound. Oh, that's a nice seal by Jay Mullins, who's trying to continue his collegiate career. Now McMahon against Darling down to the left block. Backing in with a right-handed dribble. Turns, hands it off. Naduka makes a catch. Goes up, lays it good through contact. Chika Naduka pounded his chest, rightfully so. He's got 4 points in the second half, and MSU leads 64-41 as some frustration seems to be setting in for Dylan Darling. And now it's taken away. MSU with the basketball moving the other way, and Darling looked like he wants to quit. Miller buries a left corner three. Timeout, Idaho State. Jed Miller, the cherry on top. 67-41, MSU with 8:58 to go in the second half. And the Bobcats trying to punch a ticket back into the semifinals. Oh, it's all over now for MSU. And it's coming from every which way. The Wendy's 3-ball distribution tonight. Tyler Patterson with 3, Miller with 2, Ugbong-Polo with 2, and Lekalot with 1. MSU 8 of 19 from downtown. All right, let's pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. This is Montana State basketball.
AM 1450, KMMS, and K236CY Bozeman. 1340 KPRK Livingston, where Montana talks.
Bobcat basketball is brought to you in part by Kendall Ford Lincoln of Bozeman, a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. From your seat at the game to your driver's seat, enjoy every minute. When you're ready for something new, get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great. Jed Miller bringing the boom. 67-41, Montana State leads with 8:58 to go in the game. And Dylan Darling, really, he's getting frustrated right now. He looks unhappy. Now, they called that a 2 on the stat sheet, but 3 on the video board as it's tipped out of bounds by MSU. Yeah, they've got it 67-41 on the in-house scoreboard, 66-41 on the stat monitor right now as Jackson Green makes the catch. Idaho State working offensively. Down to the left block, Darling lost it, and the Bobcats take it away again. Here comes MSU as Darling sulks his way back down the floor. Miller inside to Duduka, makes the catch, one dribble, up with the left hand, kisses it off the window. Chika Duduka finding some Boise magic. 6 second-half points for the senior from Seattle. Bobcats have the Avalanche on now with 8 1/4 to go in the second half. They face some adversity here in the second half, and they're trying to clean it up. Jed Miller picks up the foul, a hand check. Second foul on Jed Miller. So still a discrepancy in the scores here. Yeah, the officials called that Jed Miller three a three on the floor, so it should be 69-41, which means for Miller it should have been his third three, and he should have 9 points. Just keeping it all straight. Free throw is good from Dylan Darling. It's a 1-and-1, so he knocks down the front end. Darling now with 15 points, but boy, the body language here from Darling is not great. He looks like he is very frustrated and frankly ready to give up. The free throw by Darling. That's good. So 69-43, 8:14 to go in the second half. Bobcats trying to close it out and close out a 10th straight win in the Big Sky Tournament. Jed Miller throws out to Tyler Patterson on the right wing. Goes up to the top for Pat McMahon. Back to Miller. Moves right around the screen. Throws back to Leckler at the top. Bounce pass underneath. McMahon by himself. Two-hand flush. Oh, Pat McMahon getting up and putting an exclamation point on this 2025 quarterfinal. A dozen for Pat McMahon in his first ever tournament game. Otten gives it out to the top. Here's A.J. Bergen now, the fourth-year senior. Throws to O'Neal. Stops, left baseline jumper. Ooh, got it to go. Pure touch from the sixth-year senior. 12 points now for Jake O'Neal. MSU takes it across the floor. 7:25 to go in the game. MSU leading 71-45. Here's Mullins out of the right wing. Has the dribble. Takes it down to the right baseline. Bounce pass up the top, 10 to shoot. Handoff for Patterson. He was a sharpshooter in the first half. Around to Lecolot, 5 to shoot. Lecolot, step back, left wing three, left it short, out of bounds. Should be 1 second on the shot clock. It went off of O'Neal. We do have a timeout, and they'll work it out. So it's either going to be 1 second left on the shot clock or a violation. They're going to have to take a look at it. The clock stops when it hits something when it goes out of bounds. So it'll either be 1 second to inbound or it will be Idaho State basketball. We'll figure it out during the break. 7:01 to go in the ballgame. MSU leads 71-45 against Idaho State in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
I was diagnosed in 2010 with bipolar 1 disorder. It took me a while, but I had to surrender to that fact.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Montana, we recognize mental health as the foundation of well-being. This is why we partner with advocates like Jason DeShaw and others who spread mental health awareness across the state and beyond.
I've learned that I cannot do this alone, that I have to reach outside of myself for help.
Learn more about Jason's story at bigblueskyyinitiativemt.com.
Rocky Mountain Credit Union has supported Montana State athletics for over 40 years and provides a local credit union for past, present, and future Bobcats. You can have it all with RMCU. Low rates, mobile banking, a place to start saving, or work on building your credit. Visit your local branch or online at rmcu.net to become a member today. That's rmcu.net. Go Bobcats.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who pump it up, pump it up.
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year, and your local Town Pump.
Right down the road, pump it up. Oh, yeah.
At First Interstate Bank, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Member FDIC. 71-45, MSU leading with 7:02 to go in the ballgame. They have put 1 second left back on the shot clock, so Bobcats will inbound. They still have the discrepancy of the 3 for Jed Miller. We believe it should have been a 3-point field goal, so they have not updated it on the live stats. They do have it on the in-house scoreboard. I believe on the replay I saw the officials with 2 hands up, which would denote a 3-point field goal. All right, 1 second on the inbounds pass here for MSU. We've seen them score with as few as 0.7 on the clock. That Jay Mullins to Sam Leckalot tip earlier this year and a win at home. See what kind of play they're running now. Jay Mullins ready to inbound. Gets it in. Leckalot makes the catch, puts it up, got it to go. Mullins to Leckalot. They need just a blink of an eye. And a 1 second layup. Sam Leckalot now with 13 points. One of his finest performances in his 4 Big Sky tournaments. MSU leading 73-45. A layup attempt no good, and Pat McMahon wins a hard-fought rebound. And the Bobcats now trying to put this thing on ice. Miller turns the screen and kicks it back out as the Bobcats milk the clock some. Leckalot hands it off for McMahon. Steps inside to the elbow, down to the left block, turns, hooks, got it. Pat McMahon with a sweet touch from the middle of the lane. 14 points for the Alaskan. The Bobcats lead 75-45. What an avalanche here in the second half with 6:10 to go in the ballgame. Out to the right wing. Bergen working inside on Miller. Blocked! Oh, Jed Miller! I didn't know he had that in his bag of tricks. What a swat by the 6'2" Jed Miller. That is a beautiful sight. Boy, Boise mode has been activated for the Bobcats. Tell me I'm wrong. Here comes the inbounds pass for Idaho State into the right corner. Thrown out to the top of the key. O'Neal works his way to the elbow, spins, jumper up, good off the glass. Boy, even the shots that are falling for Idaho State are highly contested. I mean, that was a big-time hand in the face of O'Neal, who's falling away with a tough banking fadeaway. Pat McMahon blocked from behind on a block attempt, or a dunk attempt, and here comes Idaho State the other way. 5:30 left in this one. MSU hoping to get a crack at the number 1 seed, Northern Colorado, tomorrow. Here's a floater up and good for Jake O'Neal, who's got 16. Semifinals tomorrow. We'll be at 7 p.m. We'll be on the air at 6:30 if it's what's on the docket. A women tip at noon. Daniel Sally will have the call at 11:45. McMahon, a topside 3. Off the front iron, no good. Idaho State with the rebound. 5 minutes remaining in the second half. Into the right corner. Pump fake. Now a 3. Blocked. Tyler Patterson knocking it away. And Pat McMahon has the loose ball. How about Patterson and Miller teaming up for a couple of stuffs? Boy, everybody getting into the magic right now. Pat McMahon out to the left wing. Lost the handle, picked up by Miller. He goes to the cup and serves some soup off the glass. Just a beautiful little right-handed finish by Jed Miller. Not the way they draw it up, but they'll take it. And Jed Miller now continues to add. He's got 11. 77-49, 4:20 to go in the second half. And I'll tell you what, MSU absolutely wants another opportunity against Northern Colorado as Darling loses it out of bounds, and he is frustrated. Just gripped the collar of his jersey, looked like he wanted to rip it off. Miller takes a seat, Zephyr to the floor. 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the ball game. Bobcats leading 77-49. Zephyr takes the ball across the timeline. Holds it on the right wing. MSU in no rush, rightfully so. Leading by as many as 30 tonight. Zephyr weaves into the lane, down to the left block, kicks it out. Patterson, catch and shoot, three, book it. One of the enduring images of the golden age of Bobcat basketball. Tyler Patterson, a left wing three. 80-49, 3:43 to go in the game. Wow. MSU outscoring Idaho State by 19 in the second half alone. Boy, the offense has really stepped up now over the last 3 games. Out to the top, here's a three. Bergen rattles it home. Timeout, Idaho State. 3:24 to go in the ball game, and Montana State leads it 80-52 in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. Let's step aside as the Bobcats try to close this thing out. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
When a power line has fallen down, it can be downright dangerous and even deadly. That's because downed lines can still energize the ground and objects around them. To help keep you and others safe, Northwestern Energy says stay at least 35 feet or the length of a semi-truck away from a downed power line and anything the line is touching. You should always assume the line is live, and if you see a downed line, immediately call 911 and warn others. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future.
The Bozeman Come On In Hotel and Suites, a proud sponsor of MSU Athletics and the Montana State Alumni Association. The Come On In allows you to escape the ordinary while enjoying their numerous hotel and guest room amenities. Visit ComeOnIn.com to book your stay today. 3:24 to go in the ball game. Montana State leading 80-52. Boy, the similarities to last year are getting eerie. Exact same seed, exact same overall and conference record, and an absolute avalanche of an offensive performance in the quarterfinals, just as they did against Weber State last year, eliminating the MVP Dylan Jones. The Bobcats with an offensive avalanche here in 2025 with an attempt to eliminate the MVP Dylan Darling. MSU with the ball to our right. Jed Miller orchestrating, gives to Chika Naduka, then to Brian Garacki at the top of the key. Back to Naduka, 7 to shoot, now to Zephyr, 5, Zephyr to the mid-post, puts up the runner, off the back iron, no good, and Idaho State has the rebound. Bengals into the front court. MSU, even after that miss, shooting 65% from the field. Hollenbeck with a bad pass and a miscommunication and a turnover. And the Bobcats are dominating this game despite the 16-2 advantage on the offensive glass by Idaho State. 16 offensive rebounds by Idaho State, 2 by MSU. But the Bobcats 42 points in the paint and Idaho State with 24. Bobcats with 4 players in double figures right now. Miller with 11, Lekolot with 13, Patterson and McMahon with 14 apiece to lead MSU. All right, 7 p.m. coming up in the semifinals tomorrow night against number 1 Northern Colorado. The Bobcats lost both games against in very tight fashion. 3 to shoot for the Bobcats. Naduka, mid-range J, no. O'Neal the rebound for Idaho State. Bengals from right to left. O'Neal, Euro step, banks it off the glass, no. And a foul going after the rebound. Who was it? Jed Miller picked up the foul, his third. The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. No Brandon Walker today. He was the only postseason honoree for MSU. Honorable mention, all Big Sky. Has not played now in the last 3 games. He is here and dressed as the free throw is good from Connor Hollenbeck. And it is going to be fascinating to see how Coach Logie builds this roster next season, losing as many seniors, stalwarts, and pillars as they will after the year. Free throws up and good. Hollenbeck now with 6 points. 80-54 Montana State, leading under 2 minutes remaining. Jed Miller with a basketball out at the top. Miller, third-year junior, and a 2-time Big Sky champ. The Bobcats just running this clock down, and the white flag has been waved. It will be number 1 Northern Colorado and number 5 Montana State for a 7 p.m. tip-off in the semis tomorrow. Miller driving a kick. Zephyr into the lane, 5 to shoot. Kick back out. Garacki pumps the 3. Out to Ogbong Polo, and he does not get it off in time. Shot was good, but just a little late, and Logie's saying it's all good. Most important part there was running off 30 seconds. And now Ryan Looney in his 6th year as the head coach at Idaho State, bringing in the reserves, and the Bobcats have this thing sewed up. We will have a Bobcat doubleheader in the semifinals of the Big Sky Tournament tomorrow. Callum Rutherford getting in for his Big Sky Tournament debut, replacing Chika Naduka, who brought some juice off the bench. 6 points in the second half today for Chika Naduka. Sam Lecolot and Tyler Patterson set the tone in the first half, each with 11 points in those first 20 minutes. The Bobcats pouring it on today. They're 10 of 24 from downtown tonight, and an absolutely suffocating defensive performance, which has been really the understated part of their game throughout the season. They've held Dylan Darling just 16 points as a right wing 3 is up and good. Quentin Meza knocking it down. 75 seconds left, and the Bobcats on their way to a program record 10th straight tournament win. And not just a program, but a conference record. So the Golden Age will have one more march on to the semifinals tomorrow. Rutherford hands it off with 10 to shoot. Here's Zephyr and an illegal screen. Rutherford never set his feet, and it'll go the other way. Dylan Darling done for the day, 16 points on 16 shots. That's what you're looking for. And what a fine performance. Jade Mullins, how about this? Only 6 points tonight, but 4 rebounds and 5 assists, sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. Idaho State on the move from right to left. Portland State and Idaho will close out the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament after this one. Bounce past the free throw line, around to the left corner. A 3 ball is up, no good. And Jed Miller wins another rebound. How about Miller? 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Ogbong Polo milking the clock down. And the Bobcats just playing catch. Boy, there is something about that Bobcat blue and gold in Boise. Going to 13-2 all-time at Idaho Central Arena and a 5th straight berth into the semifinals. Down to Rutherford, who bobbles it and loses it out of bounds. Oh, Cats are still looking to get Rutherford his first career points, and he kind of ran into Ogbong Polo there. A little bit of friendly fire. What a complete performance by Montana State. 15 seconds left, shot clock is off, and Idaho State has it to our left. Into the left corner, here's the 3, Bergen knocks it down. 4th-year senior as his career coming to a close. That will do it. A 20-point quarterfinal win for Montana State, and the Golden March continues. A 10th straight tournament victory for MSU. A 5th straight berth into the Big Sky Tournament semifinals. We got a Bobcat doubleheader tomorrow. The women at noon, the men at 7, and Montana State will get another well-earned crack against the number 1 seed, Northern Colorado, tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Now it'll be interesting to see the tenor and tone of this Bobcat team as they get ready to plant the sticker on the bracket board here. You know, one of the hallmarks of this great Golden March by the Bobcats has been their all-business attitude, and that's what they're doing here. They are locked in and not really celebrating. Lecolot kind of bringing everybody together here. Remember, we're going to get Logie in just a moment. But Sam Leckelot and Tyler Patterson leading the charge, talking right now, saying, hey, the job is not finished. We do not celebrate in Boise unless we are the champs. So Jed Miller walking out, no smile, all business, grabs the patch, plants it on the bracket, and the Bobcats are on to the semifinals. Couple of rounds of applause. They're happy about the win, but there ain't no celebrating for Bobcats in Boise unless confetti is falling. And they are 2 wins away from setting Big Sky tournament history. Oh, what a night. 80-60, Montana State wins it in the semifinals. A dominant performance against Idaho State as 4 Bobcats enter double figures on the score sheet. A truly fine performance for Montana State today, and the Bobcats are moving on as they get the win 80-60 against Idaho State today. Just a brilliant showing by MSU as they shoot 64% from the field. They go 42% from 3, and they get the convincing win, leading by as many as 31 in this ball game. Just an incredible performance by Montana State in this one. Tyler Patterson heading up to the interview table with the television broadcast, and we'll have Coach Logie here joining us in just a moment. So the Bobcats get that long-awaited third opportunity against Northern Colorado. They blew the 20-point lead at home and lost by 1. They went to Greeley and absolutely dominated that game early before Northern Colorado came from behind for the win. And now will Montana State have an opportunity here to head back to a championship? Will we have another Brawl of the Wild between Montana State and Montana with an NCAA tournament bid on the line? These are the questions that will get answered tomorrow with the 7 p.m. tip-off between Montana State and Northern Colorado. We will be on the air tomorrow at 6:30. And remember, Daniel Sally will have the call at 11:45 a.m. for the noon tip-off for Montana State women's basketball as they look to continue their dominant run throughout the course of this 2024-2025 season. So big work, heavy lifting by Montana State today. Tyler Patterson with a team-high 14 points. He goes 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3 with a pair of rebounds as well. Pat McMahon now with 14 points today. This was his Big Sky tournament debut. He went 6 of 9 from the field, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. 13 points by Sam Leckelot today, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And how about the performance by Jed Miller? 11 points, 4 of 5 shooting, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. Montana State, 21 assists on 33 made field goals in this victory for MSU today. A fine, fine performance by the Bobcats as they get the win and improve to 15-17 overall, while Idaho State falls to 15-15 to end their regular season and postseason. All right, we'll take a break. Bobcats win it 80-60 over Idaho State. A dominant flexing of the muscles in Boise. We're back after this. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Northern States Fishing Tools, a proud sponsor of the Montana State Bobcats, has been serving the eastern Montana and western North Dakota oil fields since 1978. We are here to provide you with the best tools and services, all at competitive prices. Northern States Fishing Tools services the Williston Basin with fishing and rental tools, along with downhole tools that include packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. We have the expert knowledge to give you satisfying results based on your specific needs. Go Bobcats!
Great houses start with a sound foundation. That foundation starts with a mortgage with Sarah Kelzer and team at Rate. She is Bozeman's trusted mortgage specialist with 20 years experience that knows the neighborhood. We have great rates and personalized home lending solutions, and our decisions are made quickly so you can move into your dream home sooner. Rate, the foundation of great homes throughout Montana. Call Sarah at 406-580-6604 or apply online. Equal housing lender subject to credit approval. NMLS number 400361.
Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Check out their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com for everything you need to cheer on your Bobcats. Universal Athletic, a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Go Cats!
Here's to home. Here's to Northwest Crossing, where kids can be kids, and adults can also be kids, and new neighbors feel like old friends. Welcome to Bozeman, Montana's newest master planned community. Life here comes with nearby top-rated Bozeman schools, on-site eateries and retail, office space, parks, trails, and so much more, including new homes from the 500s to 800s, exclusively built by Williams Homes. Learn more at nwxbzn.com. nwxbzn.com.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle, and a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
Bobcat Basketball has been brought to you by Door Tech, raising the door on quality, Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, and by Rate, the foundation of great homes throughout Montana. Live from the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth, this is Bobcat Postgame.
There's just something about the Bobcats in Boise. A dominant quarterfinal victory today as they eliminated the 4th-seeded Idaho State Bengals, and the 5th-seeded Montana State University Bobcats are heading on after an 80-60 win in which Montana State led by as many as 31 points with 4 minutes to go in this ball game. So Montana State now 15-17 overall after the victory today. And they get another crack against Northern Colorado, a team in which they feel like they let not just one, but 2 games slip through their fingers in a couple of losses. So great opportunity for Montana State to mend some fences after a tough couple of losses against the number 1 seed, Northern Colorado. Portland State and Idaho are getting ready to go on the floor right now, the final quarterfinals in the 2025 Big Sky Tournament. All right, let's get the full rundown of the numbers. Montana State shoots 63% from the field, 42% from downtown. They knocked down 10 Wendy's 3 balls and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Idaho State goes 33% from the field, 5 of 23 from the three-point line, and 11 of 14 from the free throw line. 13 turnovers for MSU, 11 for Idaho State. Bobcats were -8 on the glass. They gave up 16 offensive rebounds, but only 4 of those in the second half. So the Bobcats once again slowing things down on the glass after they got kind of beat up there in the first half. And they only gave up 14 second chance points on those 16 offensive rebounds. Bobcats dominating the glass, outscoring Idaho State 42-24. And how about this? MSU outscoring Idaho State in the break on the fast break points 17-0. And on top of that, Bobcats with 7 blocks and only 2 for Idaho State. So Bobcats with some great domination in the post and with the rim protection, and 21 assists sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services on 33 field goal makes. Bobcats today led with Tyler Patterson, who had 14, and Pat McMahon, who had 14 points as well. Sam Lecolot had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Jed Miller had 11 points in this ball game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists as well. Max Ogmong-Polo with 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 points for Chika Naduka, 6 for Jabe Mullins, 4 for Bryce Sever. But I'll tell you, those 4 points were some of the more memorable points of this game. He had 2 big-time highlight reel dunks in this one. So he was very, very good. And we saw 4 points from Brian Garacki, 6 from Chika Naduka, and did not have a Brandon Walker sighting today. He was here and dressed, but did not play. Dylan Darling, 16 points, going 5 of 16 from the field, 0 of 6 from the three-point line, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, and 3 rebounds, only 2 assists. Darling has led the conference in points and assists per game, 23 points per game this year, and 6 assists per contest. But today, just 16 points and 2 assists. Jake O'Neal at 16 points, 7 rebounds. A lot of that came late. Blake Daberco at 11 points. All of that was in the first half. 6 points for Connor Hollenbeck, 6 for A.J. Bergen, 3 for Quentin Meza off the bench late, and Evan Otten, the freshman of the year, 2 points and 7 rebounds. So that is the full rundown of the scoring as the Bobcats win it today, 80-60 in the quarterfinals of the tournament. And we've got both men's and women's basketball on to the semifinals coming up tomorrow, the women at noon and the men at 7. We'll have head coach Matt Logie here in just a bit, but a good chance now to get to our highlights of the game. What a fine performance with plenty of highlights today when the Bobcats are shooting 64% from the field. So let's go to our first Security Bank highlights of the game, and we can take a listen to those right now. Darling misses a right wing 3 as the shot clock nearly expired, and the Bobcats have the rebound. Up to the top for Zephyr, ahead of Steen. He goes to the cup, 2-hand flush. Bryce Zephyr bringing some juice in his Big Sky tournament debut. Zephyr at the top works his way into the post, draws a double, kicks it out. Lekalot, top side 3, book it. Sam Lekalot, a hot start. Oh, he's got a lot of great memories here in Boise, and he's got a couple of early buckets in the first quarterfinal game of 2025. And now it's tipped free and stolen by MSU. Pat McMahon out on the run in transition. Throws out to Patterson. Transition 3. Count it. Oh, Tyler Patterson knocking it down from downtown in the Big Sky tournament. Jed Miller takes the inbounds pass, works the right baseline, kick out. Patterson, catch and shoot 3. Count it. Tyler Patterson is hot. His second Wendy's 3-ball of the day, and MSU has their first double-digit lead of the first half. Like a lot, gets it to Patterson to the right corner. A 3, bang! Tyler Patterson will not be stopped in Boise. His third 3 of the first half. Moving from left to right, Ogmong-Polo spots up for 3 and drills it. Max Ogmong-Polo from the left wing, a sharp shooter in the Bobcat blue and gold. McMahon working the right baseline, backing it into the lane. Out to the left corner, Miller, catch and shoot 3, book it. Jed Miller pouring it home from deep. A Wendy's 3-ball from the Jedi Master. And now it's taken away. MSU with the basketball moving the other way, and Darling looked like he wants to quit. Miller buries a left corner 3. Timeout, Idaho State. Jed Miller, the cherry on top. 67-41, MSU with 8:58 to go in the second half. And the Bobcats trying to punch a ticket back into the semifinals. McMahon working the right baseline, backing it into the lane. Out to the left corner, Miller, catch and shoot 3, book it. Jed Miller pouring it home from deep. A Wendy's 3-ball from the Jedi Master. Zephyr weaves into the lane, down to the left block, kicks it out. Patterson, catch and shoot 3, book it. One of the enduring images of the golden age of Bobcat basketball. Tyler Patterson, a left wing 3. Those were our first Security Bank highlights of the game. We're now joined by head coach Matt Logie following the 80-60 win against Idaho State. Coach, congratulations on the win. What is it about the Bobcats once they get here to Boise?
Well, you just keep believing. I think a lot of people were ready to write us off, and these kids aren't done yet. They've stuck together. They've leaned more into each other and into our framework and our concepts, and they're playing at a really high level right now at just the right time.
Easy to point to the offense, but the defense today holding this Idaho State team to 60 points. Dylan Darling, 16 points on 16 field goal attempts. What did you think of the defensive performance?
Yeah, our defense was outstanding. We did a really good job defending the three-point line. Tried to make Darling, crack that three-point space, and if he did get threes, have them be heavily contested. Our guys followed the game plan really well, and once we started to get a few more defensive rebounds, we were able to get out in transition, and that cued our offense.
And finally, to see Sam Lecolot and Tyler Patterson really set the tone, hit some early shots, how much did that mean to the team?
Yeah, those guys have been our leaders. They've been here before. They know what it takes and what it looks like, and they just continue to step up in that leadership role. And it's great to see, because we needed that throughout this year, and they've stepped up in some ways that are probably uncomfortable for them, but really proud of the way they've stepped up to the challenge.
Well, Coach, my favorite part about this is we get to do it again tomorrow. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, go Cats.
All right, that's head coach Matt Logie. We're taking a break. Montana State winning it today 80-60 in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Tournament. Back to work tomorrow. Back after this, you're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years, it's going to explode, obliterating the Earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterates